Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the United Gamedom podcast. This is episode 71 I believe, so it is. And I am of course one of your hosts, Darren. With me once again is D-Boy, Denis Poirier. Hello Denis, how you doing?
Hey, hi, I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. It's the weekend. Relaxing.
Yeah, weekend's great.
Yep.
I'm off for a week. I'm heading to London tomorrow and it's my birthday today.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Cool.
So,
happy birthday.
thank you very much. Yes, you heard him there. It's pretty much, this is going to be a really interesting thing because the fact is, outside of Game of the Year, E3 stuff, this is the first time that all three of us have done a podcast together since November 2014. So you've heard him there. It is Derek.
Does not seem like that long.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it is that long.
It's
Because I
weird.
think, because I done one, and I did one with Derek back in 2015.
Yeah, that's right. You did the
And then-
Dark Souls thing.
Yeah, I did like Dark Souls.
Oh,
That was Dark Souls 2 special. Oh,
Did we do a Dark Souls 3
actually,
one or not?
I actually forget though. Actually, we did a Witcher 3 special. That was over nearly 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I actually just
Yeah, okay.
completely came into my head now. So it did. But again, that was a special one. But in a normal episode, it's been since episode 64, November 2014.
Yeah, no regular podcasts since that time.
Yeah, no, pretty much just been the same old. So hello, how you doing, Derek?
Pretty good, all things considering. That I'm basically a cripple at this point.
You're the bionic hipster.
Since I had hip replacement surgery on March 15th. And things were going pretty well. And then I had a setback, and I have a hairline fracture in my femur bone.
Oh, jeez.
That I don't know exactly what caused it, but I'm thinking there was one day about 3 weeks ago where I was feeling really good and thought I could handle, walking around the grocery store with just pushing the cart, but I think I overdid it that day.
Yeah.
And so like there's like a long metal stake kinda that goes inside your femur bone. And that's what hooked to the ball, and then on your pelvis is like the socket part of it. So I think maybe what happened is from doing all that walking that one day, it kind of like the bone hadn't healed yet, because it had only been, see, that was on April 7th, I think, and the surgery was the 15th of March, so like 20 days or so, 21, 22 days. So the bone wasn't healed yet, so it might have been a little loose in there and like
Correct.
gotten, shook around or something, and then somehow got some very small hairline fracture there. So like since then I've been in pain. But after I went to the doctor on Monday, he said, don't do your physical therapy anymore. Take it easy. You may need to go back to a walker or use crutches. I've just been using a cane and putting like all my weight on the right side as I walk.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
I'd say the last few days I felt better. And as long as I'm not putting any weight on it at all, it doesn't hurt or anything.
And it has to heal by itself, right? Hairline fractures.
Yeah, there's no surgery, there's no cast. You just have to heal.
Mhm.
It takes, like 6-8 weeks or something. So yeah, that kind of sucks. Hopefully I'll be healed by June, because I'm going to the Iron Maiden concert here.
Yeah.
At the Excel.
Oh, that should be fun.
So hopefully I'll be good by then, but we'll see.
Yeah, standing up the entire time.
Well, I mean, I have seats, so
Yeah.
it won't be
Oh,
too
okay.
bad, but you don't have like a whole lot of leg room
Yeah,
in
exactly.
those kind of seats, so we'll see.
But you'd want to stand up and like rock out anyway, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a good point, because most of the time at those kind of shows, everybody just stands even though you have seats.
Yeah.
So like I'd have to stand to even see the stage.
Pretty much, yeah, because everyone
So-
would just be standing and jumping about and stuff like that, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully I feel better by then.
Well, June is still
Yeah, it's
a month and a half away.
Yeah,
so
still a-
we should be good.
yeah, still a ways away, so hopefully you get all healed up by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, you've been. Yeah, I know you were off work for a while though. That basically gave you plenty of time for gaming.
Yeah, I was off for about 4 weeks, and yeah, I basically the entire time was playing games. Yakuza 0, Persona 5. Let's see, I finished Horizon before then. Oh, and then I played all the way through Zelda Breath of the Wild during that time on Wii U. Yeah, I think that's it. But those are all like huge games, so.
Yeah, it's all RPGs, well, not
Yeah,
RPGs, but
long ass games
yeah.
anyway. Yeah,
Yeah.
which I've been playing a lot of long games this year thus
Yeah,
far.
me too.
I haven't finished as many games as I tend to do.
Yeah.
Though maybe because I've put so many hours into the games I've put into. Like I've about 20, nearly 30 hours into Nier Automata, and I'm only in like midway through playthrough B because I'm doing all the side quests
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But like I'll talk about that later.
I'm
on,
not
and
touching.
get
I'm
more
not
into
touching
it.
an RPG for a while. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done for a while now.
And the thing is, I haven't gone back to Zelda Breath of the Wild since our last podcast, and mainly because the fact is, I wanted to focus on Horizon, and then I didn't really want to go from one open world game straight to another one afterwards.
We're pretty similar.
I just, yeah, that have their similarities though, and like I've heard like a guy from my podcast I listened to pretty much did that, where he played Zelda, and then once he finished Zelda, he went straight from Zelda to Horizon Zero Dawn, and sort of said, "Yeah, this is good, no, but just like he just has that niggle about like nothing's gonna top Zelda or something like along those lines. Like you can't."
Yeah, you go from
just
Zelda
like,
to Horizon. I can understand.
yeah,
that
just like certain things, like I can't climb everywhere and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I understand certain things like that now, but that's why I couldn't like go from one game straight to another, because I'll just be like, yeah, I can't do this in I can do this in Zelda, but I can't do this in Zelda, but I can do it in Horizon Zero Dawn, and stuff like that, and vice versa.
I want to play Zelda for sure. I'm just waiting to try to find a Switch so I can get that game.
Do you have a Wii U?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
My nephew went to Disney last week. I was going to ask him to lend me his console, but he left with it. So I was like, "Oh yeah, you can bring that along." I forgot. So yeah, it's not like back in the good old days where you couldn't bring a console with you. So yeah, I didn't ask him in the long run. So
They seem to be all right though. I don't think I've heard any word about them like being like hard to find now, have you?
over here, it's I haven't gone out of my way, let's say, to I haven't gone to Toys R Us and all those places to try to find one, or and we don't have like Walmart over here is pretty much dead and buried, which is weird because in the States it's a big thing, but over here it's not as much, so we don't have really big wide open surface stores that we can go to, like Future Shop shut down and all that stuff. I could go to EB Games or something like that, but I highly doubt they'll have some over there. So I kind of browse on the internet to check, Amazon and places like that. But it's like $600, $700 for the console. So I'm
Wow.
like, nope, gonna wait.
It seems like
Yeah.
they're starting to get out there now. Like I've seen
Yeah,
a lot
probably.
more people posting on Twitter like, "Oh, they got them. Here we go."
Yeah, and I know
But
Mike,
I haven't seen any myself. So
Mike keeps on posting that there's plenty where he is. I'm like, hey, send me one.
Yeah, pretty much. It does seem to be like, it doesn't seem to be as bad as like the Wii was when it first came out now, or like the Wii U, or pretty much I think after the first month you can pretty much see them everywhere because no one wanted one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it is interesting indeed. Like I was going to mention there, like the NES Classic that's been discontinued, and the fact a guy I work with, he's seen one in a CEX store, which is like kind of like a second-hand store. It sells like DVDs, computer stuff like graphics cards and like unlocked phones and the like, and he saw it there. It was like £180, which is like way over the price. I think it was like £50. I think £40-50 when it came out here.
Isn't the
Yeah, sounds
SNES going into that type of the thing? Is it the
There's a
Super
rumor.
Nintendo?
There's a rumor.
Yeah, there's a rumor that's it's going to happen, and if that's the case, I would be buying one of them because I'm more interested in it than I am a NES Classic. So
I would
once
say
it's
I agree. However, it depends on what games they put on there.
yeah. I'll have to look at the games though, but it's like, yeah, if most of these games are like junk,
Yeah, it all
I doubt
depends.
it because NES has a. Personally, I like they're going to have Super Mario World, of course. They're going to have Zelda: Link to the Past, like all those games. I personally would like to see a few the Square Enix games that never made it on here. I mean, it's way here, and they're like well, bar Virtual Console though. Like I like to see Chrono Trigger on it. I like to see Earthbound on it. I like to see Final Fantasy 2 and 3 or 4 and 6 on it. Hopefully that be the
that'd be
case
cool.
now. Like we did get those games eventually though, but through other means. Like we got Earthbound there on the Wii U Virtual Console like a couple of years ago, and that's the first time it's ever been released here.
Yeah.
Which is
I
ridiculous.
think is it on 3DS too, but only the new 3DS.
Oh yes, that's correct. Yeah, which sucks because I'd get it. I'm not going to go buy another console.
Well, you can get a
just
2DS XL. It's probably work on there, right?
Yeah, that's right. They're doing it.
Yeah, it's coming out as well. They look nice actually, but I'm not going to.
It looks nice, but really, why?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
You could put those resources into making more NES classics, and you'd sell boatloads.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah,
seen
but
one of
this
those since they came out, like in person ever, anywhere.
No, not ever. But I think people are just saying this is just basically either Game Boy Micro / DSA kind of thing of the 3DS line. Like there's basically we're just gonna release one more big kind of thing, and then we'll probably might be done with with the 3DS. And just focus on the Switch maybe, but that probably won't happen for another year or so perhaps anyway. I just have to wait and see. So anyway, let's talk about games. I've played a few games since the last episode, which was like a month ago. I know you've played a game that you'd like to talk about a lot, Dennis, which we'll get to soon enough.
Yeah, pretty much a game that I've been playing.
Yeah. But since we haven't heard much from Derek,
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because I've got a lot to talk about. So
Yeah.
and I don't
Yeah,
think
well-
any of them are games that you've recently played. So
Well, we played a couple of
well-
them in there.
well, you've already played, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you've played you played like Yakuza 0, you played Horizon Zero Dawn, like you played Neo though, like at the start of the year though. Like,
Yeah, I
if
want to
you
hear
wanna
about Persona.
give your more details on, of course, Persona 5, which you spent 105 hours on.
Yeah, more now because it keeps in New Game Plus. It keeps track of your total time still. So now I'm at like 107 or 8 now.
And is there any reason to do New Game Plus now? Is there any like extras? Or what?
There's one extra boss, and then there's one Persona that you can only fuse in New Game Plus. But I think that's it.
Okay. But when's it? When is the next? When is that boss now? Is it like way into the game or what?
You have to. I think you have to finish the first dungeon, which is like the tutorial dungeon, kinda. Like the entire time of that dungeon, it introduces everything to you over the course of it. I think once you finish that, then it unlocks something called Mementos, which is like a dungeon you can go into at any time during the game and grind if you want. The secret boss, it's not actually in there, but once you unlock that, I think you can access the secret boss. The thing that sucks is that it doesn't carry over your level, so you start at level 1 from the beginning, and you probably don't want to fight the secret boss at like level 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know why they said New Game Plus then if they don't. Like I always the New Game Plus is like, hey, you bring your level and stuff over. There's certain key items you don't access because they're story related and stuff like that. But if you don't, but you have your levels, you have all your weapons, your items and stuff like that.
You do keep quite a bit, not everything. You keep all your equipment.
Oh,
you keep
okay.
all of your personas that you've registered. You don't have them from the beginning, but you can go into the compendium and pull them out, but that costs money. So you do keep your money, but if you sold off or if you used most of it by the end of the game, which you may have if you wanted to buy, the most powerful equipment from the shop, you probably don't have much left. And let's see, what else do you keep? Oh, you keep your social stats, like guts and charm and knowledge and proficiency and understanding. I forget what the other one is. You keep all those, so like if you max out those in your first playthrough, you don't have to do it again, which is nice. So you don't have to read all the books or worry about answering all the questions in class correctly and that kind of thing. You do keep some key items you get from your social links. If you max them out, they give you a key item at the end. You keep those, and those basically unlock like the highest level reward from that social link right away, which is nice. I think that's it. So you lose your level, you lose any personas you had with you at the end of the game. Oh, and you lose all your consumable items, which I didn't know. I thought you kept them. And I had
sucks.
loads, so what I should have done is sold them all, because you keep your money. You keep whatever money you had on you at the time. So what I should have done is sold all those items, because I would have lost them anyway. And then, when I go into New Game Plus, then I'd have a decent amount of cash, so I can pull out some high level of personas. And yeah, you start over from the very beginning, and you're doing like the whole thing over, which really sucks. The nice thing is you can skip any cutscene, any like animated cutscene or like pre-rendered kind of cutscene, and then you can fast forward through most of the dialogue sequences, which is really nice. So all you have to worry about is like choosing your response on certain things. So that definitely does save some time. So right now I'm on like April 20th or something, and I'm making my way through the first dungeon. It's still introducing new concepts to you.
What date does it start on?
April 9th, I think. Yeah, April
Okay.
9th, I believe. And then it ends. So the actual final boss is December 24th, which is like Christmas Eve. But then there's some stuff that happens afterwards, but most of it, you can't do anything, during those days. So, have either of you watched any of the Endurance Run, or have you played enough of Persona to know kind of how it works? Or
Well, I watched the Endurance Run, for 4. That's for sure.
Okay, Darren, I know you've tried Persona 4.
I tried
times.
Persona 4 a few times, and then just for a point just dropped off though. I don't know, just something is not clicking with me for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know. I think it's just because of the whole structure of it, like that you have so like the time limit and stuff like that. It's like, if I'm gonna have enough time to do this here, or I'm gonna have a decent enough level to do this, boss and rescue.
I know what you mean.
And stuff like that.
I would just use a guide in that case, like
Yeah.
a social link guide or whatever. Because that way you'll know like when the best days are to do, social links or the dungeon or whatever. So my opinion of Persona 5, it's definitely
might as well just get into it. Just might as well get into it now since we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a very good game. It does make a lot of improvements over Persona 4. The visuals are definitely way better. The style, like the menus and like the battle system, like the end game, when you finish a battle, like when it shows you your experience and the money and all that you get, that's way cool, really cool.
Well, the thing is, though, the Persona 4 came out in 2008, so
yeah, so it's like almost a decade old.
Yeah.
And it's like a PS2 game, and this, well, it's on PS4, but it's also on PS3, and you can tell in some areas where like the textures look really bad, and you're like, oh, this was for PS3, so kind of unfortunate that it wasn't made just for PS4. But that doesn't. Most of the time, you don't really notice that. But so that's good. They made some improvements to the battle system. There's guns now, which that was not in 4. I don't know if it's in 3. I didn't play far enough into 3.
Well, you shoot yourself
Yeah,
in the
yeah, you shoot
head with a
yourself in the
gun
head.
You
Three.
do,
to
but I
change your
don't know if
persona.
you actually use the guns like in battle.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like in 4, you had glasses that allowed you to see things, and then I don't know, you used a card, I think, to summon your persona. In this game, yeah, there isn't really. You have you have your mask on, so you like that's where the personas are. It's in your mask. Um, so the guns, there's new elements. So there's like a psychic element, and then there's like a nuclear element, which were not in the last game, or I don't think any of the older games. And then guns is also like an element. Like enemies can be weak to guns or resist guns. So that's cool. It adds more options in combat. I think they eliminated poison though. I didn't see any characters that got poisoned, and I know that was in 4. Just the way like the game moves, it moves a lot better. There's like more. There is kind of more stuff to do, I would say overall, and the map is bigger eventually once you unlock everything. More places to go, more shops and all that.
Because it's set in this like the city, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like Tokyo area, Japan. It's like a big city. It's not a small like rural area like it was in 4. But that said, like the world doesn't like there's a lot of just like random characters that don't really add anything to the story. Like you can talk and hear what they're saying, but it doesn't really add too much weight to anything. Let's see what else. What was I going to say that improved? Oh, social links. I would say the side characters, like the non-party character social links, are way better in this game than in 4. Like a lot better. But the core cast, your 8-character cast, is a lot better in 4 than in this game, in my opinion. Like I can go into detail if you want, but you might not know everybody from.
I know
especially
a
from
few.
this game.
I just all I know is like the cat Morgana.
Yeah, I know
Like
the
that's
cat.
the best for me. Like that's probably my favorite character in this game. Morgana is the cat. I like Futaba a lot. I like Makoto a lot, and I think those are probably my favorite characters. I don't really like Ryuji much. He's kind of like a mix between Kanji and Yosuke from the first game, or from 4. He's kind of one-dimensional. Yusuke, not Yosuke, but Yusuke is from 5. He's just like probably my least favorite character. Anne is kind of like Rise. I guess mostly like Rise. And she's I don't really like her that much. Who else? Oh yeah, Haru is probably one of the weaker characters as well, and she's one of the last characters you get. And then who else is there? Is that everybody? I can't think. But I don't know. I just like
so.
I like the forecast way just so much more. Like Teddy, Kanji, Chie, Yukiko, Naoto. Like they're a lot better. And like I think the writing of the characters was better in that game. Like the way you like meet them and the way they get their personas, and you're going into dungeons where it's like their shadow self is the boss.
Yeah.
In this game, it doesn't work like that. So in 4, you're like solving a murder mystery the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
In 5, you just kind of. I mean, there are some murders that are happening, but that's kind of like not as important. That's kind of going on.
Secondary, pretty much.
You're not investigating anything. You just kind of stumble into your ability, and well, I guess you do in 4 too. But so the first boss in 5 is this gym teacher Kamoshida, who is like abusing all these students, like physically abusing them, and there's other things too. But he's probably the best of all the bosses, I think. Like he's the most developed. Like his character was developed the best, I think. So his dungeon is good, I think, because it's also personal to all your teammates, because you're in the school, so you deal with him, on a daily basis.
Okay.
So you defeat him, and then you go along and like, oh, let's find all these bad people and defeat them. Like, we'll change their hearts. So the idea is you go into the dungeon of the characters, so Kamoshida, and he has this big palace. It's a castle. So in the first one, it's a castle. And you have to find the treasure, and in every single dungeon, you have to find the treasure. So, and the treasure represents like the boss's desires. So if you take his treasure, you don't actually kill the guy. You take his treasure and then leave and you escape. Then in the real world, he will lose his desires, and then he'll have a change of heart. So he'll like his personality will change. Sudden? What's that?
Is this like Ni no Kuni all of a sudden? Isn't that like, it wasn't the side quest in that game, you just go around and change people's like emotions and that there?
I don't remember.
That was the case.
So you change their personality sort of, or like their heart, and then they all, like each time they all confess their crimes. And then you decide, oh, let's make this a better world, make this a better place, and we'll go around finding all these bad people and changing their hearts. And in the meantime, we want to be as popular as possible. And there's this website that'll track the popularity of the Phantom Thieves, which is your team. Mm. So you're seeking out like the bad guys. You're not reacting to murders or like reacting to, oh, this person's on the TV, they're going to get murdered, we have to stop them from getting murdered. Here, like the failure, like the terms for failure aren't like as important as like somebody dying, I guess, in my opinion. I mean, the game ends obviously if you don't meet like there are deadlines in 5, just like in 4. If you don't defeat the dungeon by a certain time, the character will die. In 5, various different things will happen. Like the first dungeon, you get expelled if you don't defeat the boss. The second one, God, what happens in the second one? I think you get sued or something. Like there's a lawsuit, I think. There's one of them where a character will be forcibly married to some like total prick if you don't defeat it by a certain time. There's one where you're like involved in some mob or something, although they're not like Yakuza kind of mob. They're just some, pansy mob. I don't know. That one, they took some pictures of you around some like drugs and money or something, and the guy was going to release the pictures to everybody if you didn't defeat his dungeon at a certain time. So
you won't see Kiryu or Majima then around then?
Yeah. No, not even close. Not even close. So, like most of the bosses aren't really that. They don't seem that bad. Like sure they're doing bad things, but they don't seem like that big of a deal. And then the last boss, one other thing that I have an issue with is, who the last boss is from the very beginning of the game, because there's an event that happens that makes you move to this town. So like, I think in 4 and probably even 3, you're a transfer student, you came from a different town to go to this town. So there's a reason that you came to the town in Persona 5. And the final boss is basically that reason. So you know who he is the entire time, and you're like looking out for him, and there's some scenes where you see him as the player, oh, there's the guy, there's the final boss, but like your character doesn't realize that, like he forgot or something, which is, for me, it doesn't make any sense, because how could you forget that guy for what happened with him? But of course, he's not the true final boss. Like in most RPGs, there's always like a true boss, and if you don't do certain things in the game, you won't be able to fight that true boss.
It's like a true ending in this one, like there was in Persona 4 as well.
So like in 4, there's always something else going on that you have no idea about, and like that was really interesting. Like once I finally got to that point of the game, I was like, oh okay, oh wow, like all this stuff is happening, and that was interesting. But it took like a really long time to get there. Mm-hmm. And along the way, like the actual main story stuff was not all that interesting. I guess what kept me going is like I wanted to see what happened, for one, and 2, like I wanted to collect all the personas because I liked the battle system and like fighting and unlocking abilities and things.
So you're pretty much saying that the gameplay and like the whole UI stuff is definitely better than 4, but the the story and the characters are not worse than 4.
Yep, except for the side social
side
links.
Characters, yeah.
Those are a lot better, but that's that's the gist of it, basically. Yeah. Oh, and the music, I don't like the music as much as 4. Like, especially in the very beginning of the game, it's like the same track over and over, and it's just like 4 beats, like it just repeats. It's like, oh man, like I got to
I
a point where
know
I just muted it.
there's people on my Twitter feed that rave about that soundtrack.
Like they love it.
Yeah, like they really do love it. Like rave about it.
There's some of
Like
the
when
songs I really like, but overall, I think I like 4 more. I mean, I could totally see how people, would really like it.
From what I've heard, though, it seems good though. But like I say, I have to play through the game and see if my opinion's the same as yours or
Yeah, I know a
the
lot of people are playing it. That's for sure.
consensus. I wonder if it's going to be better, like say, as like Nier Automata, for example, because that soundtrack is fucking excellent.
Yeah, I wonder if the Persona series are kind of like the Dark Souls games, where like the first one is generally your favorite one, like the first one you've played. Not the actual first one in the series, but the first Souls game you played is usually the one you like the most.
That's not the case for me. Like I said, I played Demon
Okay.
Souls first,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then I played Dark Souls, and Dark Souls is my favorite.
Well, I don't know. I mean it's really good. I like it more than Horizon, but I don't like it more than Zelda or Neo or Yakuza
Yakuza.
0. Definitely.
Yeah.
So,
Would you say you're disappointed with it though, because this is like your most anticipated game of the year?
kind of, yeah. Not quite as disappointed as I was with Horizon, but I mean a little bit, yeah.
Okay, just didn't quite hit the mark though, for the most part.
No. Unfortunately, yeah, no. Because the thing I like the most about Persona 4 is like the characters in the story. In this, that seems to take a backseat to like the style and like the visuals and everything they changed with like the combat and all that.
Mass Effect is pretty much the same.
Yeah, and also, like, you've never played it though, but I kind of get that feeling as well with The Walking Dead Season 2. Like, the
Yeah.
story in the first season was so good, and, like, the characters are so interesting, and the ones that you come across in Season 2 are mostly forgettable.
Yeah.
There's only, like, a couple of interesting ones from it, as far as I'm aware. And, like, that's why, like, that I preferred this first season to the second season. So yeah, that does tend to be the case for certain game series and stuff like that. Like, you're really into these characters, and then all of a sudden you're gonna play this same game. It has the same elements and stuff like that. But
They're
it's
on
just
the
not
third
same
season with
because-
that, right?
Yeah, the third season of it's on at the
Episode
moment. It's
4,
like
right?
episode 4 came out there, but like I said, I'll probably get it once it's on sale and when the last episode comes out. Because I do like to play it though, but
I kind of have no interest in playing that series anymore. Like The Walking Dead
Yeah,
for
like-
me pretty much fell off. Like the show's garbage. The comics are, I mean, where I'm at in the comics, it's really good, but the show is garbage. Like, it's really bad. So,
I haven't seen the last season because I canceled cable.
okay.
Where are you in
I
the
know s-
comics?
I am at, I think I'm in the 70s
Like, are you
or something.
are you past the show or not?
Yeah, I'm past the show.
Okay.
I think it's 70s or 80s, something like that. But, well, I mean, a certain character, I won't spoil anything, but that dies in the 100th issue.
Oh, okay.
Like, I know about that, but I haven't gotten there yet, so I don't know if it's mixed up. But some stuff happens earlier. It's pretty much like Game of Thrones, the books and the series. Like, it's some things happen in the books that don't happen in the series.
Yeah, the switch
Well, there's some things in
around.
the show that aren't even in the comics too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
Like the that place where like all the railroad tracks meet. I forgot what that place was called. And the
Terminus.
cannibals.
Terminus.
That whole thing was not in the comics.
Yeah.
There were some cannibals in the comics, but that was kind of like it wasn't like a big huge story arc. It was just something that happened in like a couple of issues, 2-3 issues.
Yeah.
There's a couple other things I did want to say.
Go ahead.
Yep.
When you get when the characters in Persona 4 got their personas, like that was a big deal. Like it was a really big deal for the characters, and like Usually, I think it was usually the very final boss in each of the dungeons. But in 5, several of your characters already have personas by the time you like get them on your team. You're like, oh, okay, I guess that's not a big deal. And then
Okay.
for the other characters, like when they actually get their personas, like you basically have a response, like you just say something, and they're like, oh, okay, and then they just get their persona. Like it's weird. Like it's supposed to be like a big emotional thing. Like you're supposed to realize, something about yourself and
Hmm.
or like reveal something about yourself.
It's like they already know it.
But in this game, like it doesn't seem to be that much of an issue. Or
Hmm.
I don't know. Um, and the time limit thing. So you've probably seen a lot of like memes or gifs or whatever of people posting Morgana telling you like, oh, don't do that today. You should go to sleep. Aren't you tired? You should go to sleep. Like, limiting what you can do.
Yeah, I saw a couple of those. Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
that feels like a much bigger issue in this game, like than in 4. Even though in 4 you could just go to a capsule machine and like get a capsule thing, and then that would be it for your day.
Hmm.
Like you can do that in 5 now, and it doesn't take time.
Oh, it's
but-
kind of like Shenmue. A little bit.
Very funny.
Walk around
Yeah, Shenmue-
for the entire day.
Shenmue. Yeah, but Shenmue, you don't just take a capsule and doesn't like waste like 5 hours.
No, I know, but it's like, oh, come back tomorrow. Something else.
But it's just kind of unrealistic. Like the things that you do should not cause that much time, and you should not be totally tired after certain events. Like that doesn't make any sense. So I
Mhm.
think it feels kind of like they're artificially either lengthening the game or making it so that it's really hard to do like everything that you want to do in one playthrough. Like they really want you to go to New Game Plus.
Mhm.
Yeah, like everyone's gonna do that now after playing for 100 hours.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people probably won't.
Yeah, nice. Think so.
And there's even a point in the game where you're not in school for several weeks, but you don't do anything during that time. Like the cycle is like early morning, at school, like lunchtime, like after school, and then
Yeah,
evening.
after school, like
Like it always skips everything in the morning, and you end up at like after school. Like what did I do the entire morning at home? You could have been doing so much, and like.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're doing that because they want to do like a golden version, like a Persona 5 Golden or something, where what they did in Golden is they added a lot of events, like social events with your characters, that's another issue is they don't have a whole lot of those in this game. Like you go to, the hot springs, or you go to like the beach, or you'd go skiing. That was in Golden.
Yeah,
Like
that's
there's
what
not
it
as
was.
many of those like group events in this game, because like once you finally get your full team, you really only have one more dungeon, and like that's it. So,
Wow.
well, I mean, there's actually 2 more, but as far as you can't like once you get to finish that one dungeon, you're kind of limited on what you can do from there. So I don't know. It's still good. Like I think if it's your first Persona game, you probably like it a lot. But for me, it was just unfortunately wasn't as good as 5.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
a shame.
Yeah, it's disappointing, but I still put 100 hours, 100 hours into it. Over 100 hours.
I kind of feel the same way about a certain game.
Yeah, Dan spent a lot of time on Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah.
Um,
And I don't
Yeah,
really
but
like that
it sounded like you just loved that game at first.
game. Yeah, but yeah, it drags on for a fucking long time for nothing. Let me tell you. But
do you
yeah,
wanna-
I'll get back
If you
into
want to talk
that.
about that,
No, I want.
let's go talk about that. No, it's just actually better off maybe just going,
Right?
between each other
Okay.
though. So let's talk about Mass Effect Andromeda for one long ass game to another.
Yeah, well, I put over 74 hours into Andromeda. It's not as bad as people make it out to be. Like, people really destroyed that game when it came out. Mainly because of the faces and the animation and the bugs and all that. But once they put that patch in, I mean, the faces were all right. It wasn't back to normal. You didn't have the goofy, the dead eyes, dead stare, stuff going on anymore. You know, it's more of a regular normal person looking at you. So there's less of that, but I mean, it's compared to Mass Effect 2, which was phenomenal, which is one of the best games ever. You know, it's really great. This I felt like zero attachment to my crew. Like you have six, well, plus the pilots and the guy in engineering, which I think that puts it to nine. You have nine people on your ship or 10 people, and I felt like zero attachments to any of them. Like it's like, okay, this guy, well, he's having problems. Okay, well, whatever. I don't care. You know, it's like you don't feel the attachments you did maybe in like you did in 2 or 3. You know, where you cared about the your crew and you cared about everybody, and you know, especially in 2 with the suicide mission, if somebody died. Is it in 2 or in 3 the suicide mission? In 2, right?
2.
Yeah. Like if somebody died, which happened to me before I redid it correctly. Like I had people die and I was like, oh fuck, oh shit, you know, I felt like really, really bad about everything.
Yeah.
Like in this one, people would go down and I didn't even go to revive them. I was like, fuck it, whatever. So, you know, this
Hmm.
is you
That's too
don't,
bad.
yeah, you don't get the dialogue for the most part. I would say maybe 95% of the dialogue is bad, between bad and acceptable, I would say. But
That's
you know, it's
what from all the videos I've seen. The dialogue looks terrible.
yeah, it's well, they chose the worst stuff, of course, to show on in the
Well,
video.
just like the well, yeah, I suppose like early stuff.
But there's some really good, like there's some really really good stuff in the game, but it's buried under hours and hours of crap that you have to go through. Um, my main gripe about this game is like you have, you know, you're Ryder, you're the Pathfinder, and you know he says that about 7 million times in the game that he's a Pathfinder, so you kind of know who he is. You know, it's like if Shepard went
Hmm.
around and said, "Hey, I'm the what was it? What was Shepard again? What was his
I
title?
don't.
I don't remember.
I don't know. They just called him Shepard, didn't they?
Yeah, but he had a
Oh yeah. Shit. What was it?
what was he?
Spectre or something?
Yeah, Spectre. Yeah, that's it. Like it's like if Shepard went around and said, "Hey, I'm Shepard. I'm the Spectre here. I'm the Spectre. I'm Spectre." You know, it's like here he's like, "Hey, I'm Ryder. I'm the Pathfinder. I'm the Pathfinder." Jeez, it really gets like to a point. It's like, okay, shut up, dude. I mean, we know you're the Pathfinder and whatever, but you have to colonize planets. Like you have to make them livable for because you basically the story is that you've come. Um, the main event takes place between Mass Effect 2 and 3. Some arcs are sent uh, into space from the Milky Way to Andromeda, and people are in cryo while they're sent away. They're in cryo for I think it's 600 years, and then you know the human arc wakes up in Andromeda. They're the first to wake up, and you're Ryder. You're in there with your father and your sister, and you know you wake up and then you have to find the what is it called oh man, I keep forgetting the name of the like it's the main hub where everybody meets. It's like the Citadel, but it has another name in this one. So you have to go there and meet everybody and get all the arcs to that place, but you're the only arc that goes through. There's no word about the other arcs and where they are and everything. So you arrive at the new Citadel, I guess you could call it, and then you have to go around colonizing some planets. And like I did all the planets. You have like 4 planets to do. You have to make them livable at 100%. Like you could go and make them livable at 50 or 30 or if you want to, but it's mainly you have to.
So, what is the reasoning you're colonizing planets? Is because they're assuming that Earth got blown up or something, or?
They're assuming because it takes place between 2 and 3. Mass
So
Effect,
like the Reapers,
the
they're
Reapers
assuming
were
the Reapers
coming
were
and they
gonna win.
were, yeah, they thought they wouldn't
Okay.
survive. Like
Okay.
they thought they would be wiped off and not exist anymore. So you have the Asari, you have the Krogan, the humans, and the all the others. Take off into arcs
But
to
humans are the only arc that shows up, right?
su- supposedly the only arc that survived. But spoilers, they're not. You go around and you recover all the other arcs pretty much, and
Okay.
so so you get
And then
there.
aren't there certain like alien races that aren't even in the game at all, like that were in
Yeah, there's no
the
Hanar,
original
there's no
Korean?
yeah, there's no Korea. They're not there. They're in another arc, which at the end of the game, completely at the end of the game, you get a message saying we found the final arc, and that's pretty much, I think that's going to be the crux of the next Mass Effect game, is that you're going to go
Huh.
out and try to find that final arc that's been missing. So that's what I
Or
think
it'll
is
be
going to happen.
DLC or something.
Maybe, I don't, maybe, yeah, maybe. So, you get to this universe and it's you go head to head with the Ket, which are the new enemies in this game,
Hmm.
and like a
Yeah, they
real,
look like some generic like bad guy aliens, like
yeah, like
from what I've seen.
aliens, yeah, pretty much generic fodder that you shoot down, and you go to these planets and you colonize them. You unlock vaults, which the vault controls the planet pretty much, the climate of the planet. Like you'll get to a planet and it's really dangerous, like there's acid rain and stuff like that. And then if you go through the vault and complete the vault, then the climate changes. The acid rain goes away. Um, the planet becomes livable. Then the new citadel sends down humans and other species to live on the new colonized planet. And then you can go around doing side quests to bring up the livability of the planet to 100%, which I did for all four planets. Like I made them livable at 100% for all four of them. So that means tons and tons and tons of side quests that I had to do. Um, but yeah, I did all of it, and you get a little special ending if you do all of that. If you made them livable at 100%, you get the special ending, which is really shitty in my opinion. But that's the special ending that you get.
So in other words, it wasn't worth it then.
It was not worth it, especially most of the side quests are horrible, so it's not worth going through all of it. Um, the thing is, if you'll get a quest. Let's say you're on a planet called Kadara. You get a quest on that planet, and it says, okay, now you have to go to this planet to continue your quest. So you get in your ship, you go through the loading times, you go to the other planet. Then you recover, like you shoot a bunch of aliens, you recover some data, and then it's like, okay, well now you have to go to this third planet to continue the quest. So you jump in your ship, you go to the third planet to continue your quest, and then you go there, you pick up some stuff, and okay, now you have to go back to the first planet, and then you have to go do something there now. So it's like you're going all over the place for one quest. That's why it takes forever to complete a goddamn quest, is that you're going from planet to planet instead of doing the quest on the same planet that you're on. They have you go like to 3 or 4 planets to do that quest that you're doing.
I know in Mass Effect 3 now it had that thing where you talk to someone or in basically in Mass Effect 3 terms you overheard someone talking the thing and it's like, oh, there's a quest all of a sudden,
Hmm.
then you had to go to another planet, but this seems to be much worse.
Oh yeah, it's yeah. You'll hear some people over talk like, Pathfinder, can I talk to you a minute? And then you go talk to them, and they say, can you do this for me? And that's usually because there's 4 different types of quests in this game. Well, 4 different types of missions, I guess, in this game. You have the main mission, You have the loyalty friendship missions, which are with your crew, with the people that you've met, that you have to do missions to get more acquainted with those people. Which is very useful for the final battle because if you do all of those, the people that you've met will come and help you in the final battle, which is very, very useful because the final boss is kind of tough. So, and I was level 50 something. So yeah, it's still kind it was kind of still kind of tough because they throw everything at you. So you have those missions, you have the side quests, and you have the tasks that you can do. So there's 4 different types of missions that you can do in this game. The tasks is pretty much like go to this planet, scan some rocks, scan 10 different types of rocks, scan 15 different types of aliens, uh, plants, and stuff like that. Like it's boring stuff. Some tasks are different, but mostly it's, go there, scan this, come back, and, report to us and whatever.
Sounds like an
So
MMO
in
or
other
something.
words, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's pretty much throwaway. I didn't do all the tasks. Like I finished at 89% completion because I didn't do most of the tasks that were handed to me. I said, no, I'm not doing that. Um, yeah, so like I said, most of the characters are forgettable. I had a relationship with PB. I think you see her in the quick look, and you see her. I think the
The
Asari.
raccoon girl.
Yeah, yeah, the Asari, the girl from Game of Thrones, Natalie Dormer.
Oh, she's
She,
okay.
she
The voice
plays,
actor.
yeah, she plays her, and she jumps out at you at one point, and she like
Yeah.
gives you like that Shrek smile. It's like the thing that they did there. So yeah, I had a relationship with her. Like I was hitting on everybody. Like I was hitting even on the guys and the old Krogan man who's like really really old, like your crew member. I was hitting on him, and he's like, "I'm too old for this shit." And it's like it's really that was kind of funny. That was some funny parts. Like but the thing is, once you get deeper into a relationship with a character, then you can't do anything with the others. It's like you can't go around and sleep with all your shipmates or all your friends and stuff like that. So once you're locked into a relationship, the others lock out, so you can't do anything with the others. So, but yeah, I got a relationship with her. I guess she's the one of the more interesting characters, but nothing like the characters in 2 who are very very interesting. And
No Rex, no Morden,
yeah,
no
yeah,
Garrus.
yeah. I mean, there's a Krogan, there's a Solarian, there's a all those guys are sorry and all that, but they're not as interesting as they were in the previous Mass Effect games. So yeah, it's kind of a downer for that one. Um, what else? Yeah, you kind of get some stuff with Mass Effect 2. There's some story stuff that hints at what happened in Mass Effect 2 and your relationship with Shepard and you know what happened at that point because your father was N7 with Shepard, and there's some if you unlock your character's memories, your character's father's memories. I'm sorry. Yeah, then you can get more insight into what he was doing with N7, and then you get to talk to well, you don't get to talk, but you get to hear Leona Tesori. You get to hear what was uh, the guy that everybody liked in Mass Effect 2. Can't remember his name.
The
Thea?
Solarian?
No, not the
Or
Solarian. The
Like the Thea, like the
yeah,
aquatic character.
no, not the aquatic character. I keep forgetting the name of the species. There's one in this game, but she's female. I can't remember. Oh man, I can't remember the name.
oh, Asari? The
No,
Asari race, you mean?
no, it's not Asari.
Uh,
It's not
Jack?
Rex. Is it Jack?
No,
She's a human though.
Yeah, no, it's not a human. I keep
Okay.
for
Jack was out there like kind of she's like female
A
like sailor,
tattooed chick.
yeah,
tattooed one.
yeah. It's another
Oh.
another race which I completely forgot about.
No, I'm thinking it's Sane you're talking about now.
But yeah, you hear about Shepard's crew and the mission that they were going on in 3, like what would happen in 3, like they were going to protect everybody and all that, and you get a little insight on that, which is cool. I thought that part was kind of neat that they tie in the other Mass Effect series into this. So yeah, I mean, I played it for 74 hours still. I just wanted to see it through and see what happened at the very end if I did, most of everything, and see if I got something special or something out of it or whatever. But it's just okay. You saved the galaxy. Now go back to your ship, and then you go back to your ship, and it's like okay, now you can explore. You can continue doing what you were doing and finish up missions if you want to. And there's nothing really special about the ending or whatever, which I found a little disappointing after 70 something hours. But yeah, it's a lot of content for the $40 that I paid. So if you're going on content versus price, it's worth it. But if you're going on more like story and like the combat's pretty cool. I mean, the powers are fun and you can upgrade. Like everything is unlocked as soon as you get into the game. You can build your character any way you want. You're not limited to different profiles as you were in the other games. Like you can build your guy. You can be good with guns and good with powers and biotic or whatever, and you can build them as you want to build them, which is pretty cool. So I thought that was a nice little touch that they did in that. The combat generally is good. I've had a couple of glitches, which I showed you one, Darren, one of the glitches that I had, which I could
Yeah.
not complete a vault because an enemy had fallen into a pit and I didn't know where he was, and you had to shoot all the enemies in the vault to continue on. So I was stuck there. I couldn't get out. I couldn't come back. I couldn't do anything until I found that guy and I shot him. So I reloaded.
And I think that's probably what happened with the end of wasn't the quick look now, it was the GBE play date.
Yeah,
I think that was probably the same thing happened there where he couldn't progress because like an enemy just went off and he wasn't actually dead.
yeah, because if you use throw and you send an enemy away and you have to kill that enemy to progress, you're fucked because he's not coming back.
Yeah, that's like really bad. That's just a bad.
So
problem indeed, though.
they don't actually die when you throw them.
Yeah, so the more
Yeah.
like either get caught in like some sort of fucking texture thing or like they don't even fall down and actually die though. Like that's stupid. Like if they fall down and even if, like they should
Respawn
should
or
have
something.
like automatically die.
Yeah.
Like
Like they should respawn
that
back
happens.
to where you were, like land. I would accept that if they, appeared from thin air and were still there, you could shoot them. But
Yeah.
that's what happened to me in that vault. I had to restart it like 3 or 4 times, and I was like, what the fuck do I need to do here? At first, I was like, I don't know what I need to do. I've done everything. I went around. I've unlocked everything. So what the fuck? And then I went online and like, hey, there's a bug in this. You don't use your powers at all. Just shoot the enemies. Make sure they don't fall into a hole, and make sure you can see them and progress. So I did that. I didn't use my powers. I just shot them. Thank God I had a good gun, so it was made stuff easy. So yeah, I think that's poor design. And you'll see like an entire mission. I had one of my squad mates just walk around in a T position, like just walk around, not shooting, just walking around in the T position, and I would set him off, and he was just in the T position and not shooting and getting shot and just walking around and not doing anything. I was like, Jesus Christ, really? Okay, I didn't run across too many of those bugs because I probably would have stopped playing before that. But yeah, those were kind of annoying little bugs that you come across. Or you jump somewhere and you fall and you just keep falling and falling and falling and falling and falling and falling, and you have to reload your game because you keep falling and you can't do anything. So there's a little bit of jank here and there, but I think there's less jank I think on the computer than there is on the console versions, and I think I read that somewhere. Like the PC version has less jank than the console versions. So I'm glad I got on PC, I guess, for that purpose. But yeah, it's not. Andromeda is not worth paying. I wouldn't even say it's worth paying $40 to play. Like I would wait for $10 or $20 maybe, and you get into the game and.
Like £20 probably the limit I'll pay for it now.
Yeah, it's a long
£20.
ass game. If you do most of the quests and everything, it's a long ass game. And even at some point it gets tiresome. Like there's some nights I didn't play because I was like, nah, I don't want to do this. I don't want to get into this. It's like I'll wait a while and come back to it. But yeah, it gets tiresome. The characters are not lovable or approachable enough for a meaningful relationship with them. And the sad thing is that they're going to come back in the next one, which pisses me off. Unless they're written really well for the next couple of Mass Effect games. It's going to be painful to go back to those guys, but yeah.
Wasn't this just supposed to be like sort of a one-off?
Was it supposed to be? Because it does not end that way, that's for sure.
Okay.
There's the enemies, of course. You killed the main baddie, but there's somebody else somewhere that, is still alive and, is coming for you. So, I don't think...
That could be DLC maybe, or maybe
It could be
sequel,
DLC. It could be DLC. I know the first DLC is planned for, I think, June or July. I don't know if I'll get it. I'll see how it is, but, yeah. I'll probably get it. I'll probably play it. But, for now, I just want to take a break from everything RPG. I just want to get away from RPGs. Like, I'm not going to jump into Final Fantasy 15. I'm just going to, take a break from that. So.
Well, Prey's out next week, so you can try it if you want.
Yeah, apparently it's very good, so.
There's a demo. I haven't played it yet. So.
Yeah, there's a demo for it, yeah. I'm keeping my eye on that one for sure. I'll wait for a couple of reviews and quick looks and stuff like that to make my final decision, but yeah, that looks interesting.
I don't like how it looks. It reminds me of Dishonored a lot, like in just the art style, like the engine or something, which I don't like. I don't like the way Dishonored looks, so it disappoints me that this game seems to be using the same engine.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I like the idea of it.
Yeah, apparently it's great.
We'll see.
So I've heard a lot of good things about it. So keep an eye on that. But yeah, Mass Effect, don't get it for the price that it's at right now. It's EA, so it probably won't go down in price for another year or something. But yeah.
You sure not mixing EA up with Nintendo?
Yeah, I think they're just they do the same things for their games, but yeah, I don't know. Wait.
Actually, I don't know why you're saying it like don't put it down. Titanfall 2 went down very fucking fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Titanfall 2, yeah, because nobody played it. I don't think it's the case for Mass Effect though. I think a lot of people played that game, even though it was shit on.
I don't know how well that's sold now, that Mass Effect Andromeda. But like most people have been seen to be on the it's okay side.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's an okay game. It's not people who destroyed it for, whatever reason are not right to do so, but I mean, it's not Mass Effect 2, not even close to being Mass Effect 2. So, yeah, it's a game you should, I mean...
Is it better than 3?
I don't know the what culture guys seem to think it is, but no, it's not better than 3. No, not at all. It's not better than 3. It's the worst Mass Effect game in my opinion. But it's still playable. It's still enjoyable in certain parts. There still are stories that are pretty good. Some of them made me smile, but yeah, it's nothing too crazy for a 74-hour game. So yeah, wait until it goes down in price to get it if you want to get it. That's my opinion.
Okay,
And I didn't talk about all the crafting and everything, but yeah, there's a ton of crafting in this, and a ton of micromanagement, and a ton of stuff that I didn't do, which I didn't give a shit about. Because, if I picked up a gun, because, Brad was saying, hey, you don't get any loot in this game, which is total bullshit, because you do. You do get some guns, and you do get some shit in the game, so. I got a pretty awesome shotgun, ultra rare shotgun, which I carried from pretty much the 15th hour into the end of my play, so. Yeah, there's a lot of crafting, there's a lot of micromanagement. You send teams off on missions, a little bit like Assassin's Creed 4, where you send your teams on different types of missions everywhere, and they bring you back loot, and you bring like Yakuza 0 a little bit, like when you send your guys off to bring you stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I didn't do in that game either, so.
I did a few times,
I did
but
it.
not a whole lot.
To get the zap gun.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much. I could talk a little bit more about it, but no, it's just, I mean, it's not. I've talked enough about Mass Effect, so yeah, not worth it.
Okay. I don't really have a 50+ hour game to talk about.
Was it Nier a long game, or is it?
Yeah,
not really
Nier.
long?
Well, yeah, but I haven't. Yeah, but I haven't played through entirely yet.
Well,
though that's the thing.
Finished, you got an ending, right?
Yeah, I got an ending though, but the thing is, there's a lot more to it though than just the one ending.
Is the game designed where you kind of have to get multiple endings, or is it an optional multiple ending thing?
You got an ending, but you didn't get the ending.
No, you pretty much have to go through it to get the different ending. It's not like, oh, if you did this thing, you can't get this ending. You have to go and go through the game or something. It's not no multiple endings now. There's multiple endings, but it is you have to go through several times.
So it's not like Persona 4 or 5, where if you don't defeat the dungeon by a certain day, that's considered an ending. It's a bad ending.
Well, actually there is in Nier Automata now. There's actually 26 endings, so there is right.
Okay.
There's 5. There's 5 main endings now. Basically goes you pretty much have to play through the game 3 times to get ending A, ending B, and then ending C, and then ending A, B, and then I think there's a choice you have to make, and then that determines the other endings, ending C and D, and then there's this other ending afterwards, then ending E. But the rest of them are basically at points of the game, at certain points of the game where if you do a certain thing, then it triggers an ending. For example, if you after you rescue 9S from after defeating the boss, he's just down in the ground there, and if you don't go towards him, you just basically go away from the arena you fought the boss. That triggers an ending saying, "Oh, to be left 9S to die," whatever, and that just triggers an ending. So it does. It's just text now. It's not
Well, that's weird.
An actual cutscene ending now, but it just triggers an end. It just shows you some text and then the credits just go phew, fast forward 50 times fast forward, and then just has it endings each ending is A, B, C, D, and E, and then the other ones have a certain letter corresponding to them. One of them I think is called Hungry for Knowledge, and it has the G in brackets and a big G. That's one. And when you start your second playthrough, you play as 9S in the second playthrough now. So it's not you play through his perspective then. So you do. So it's not I play as 2B in the first one, and I play as her again.
Yeah, they were talking about it on the podcast. Yeah, how that works.
Plays 9S, and that's the thing. You go through his side of the story, and then there's like a few extra things that, like a few extra little cutscenes that you go through as well.
It's like
After
you see certain things from a different perspective, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
like when at the prologue, the prologue, the demo of Neo Automata, you play as the 9S, and you go through like the factory, and then you like fight the big Goliath at the end of it now. And like when you play through that with 9S now, it's basically you play as the wee shoot 'em up section, then you go through and you have the hacking ability then, where you can hack into like the robots and destroy them. Then it's like we hacking mini game. You shoot we twin stick kind of shooter thing then, and then once you complete it, you destroy a robot, and then you just get experience for that as well. And then you, like I say, you get extra little cutscenes, you get more of the story and stuff like that. Now that's pretty much been the case with kind of his games, though. Your Towers games, like ever since like Dragon Guard, that's pretty much been the case, and like Nier as well, like the first Nier. Like I actually went back to the first Nier there and played through the rest of it though, because I only ever played through to ending A when it first came out, and I went back to it and just played through through the other ones though. Like for when you start Nier, when you start the second playthrough of Nier, you don't actually start from the start again. You just basically start from like the halfway point, and then there's like a few extra things from it now. Like there's a different ending. There's like a kind of a different ending, and then you go through it again. And once you get the second ending, you go from the second half point again, and then you go. But then, in order to get the third ending, you get the third and fourth ending, you have to get all the weapons in the game, which was like 20, I think. And that's the only way you get the third ending. And then at the end of once you beat the boss, there's an extra boss as well. After the final boss and the other endings, you fight this extra boss, and then once you beat that boss, you get like a choice, and one choice is C, and then choice is D, and if you choose D, that is all your saves are deleted. Basically, it's like you have to save this character called Kanya, and the only way to save her and make her become human again is if you basically wipe yourself of existence, like you never existed. And the way they did that is basically all your saves are deleted.
Okay.
So you.
But isn't that's like the good ending or whatever, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like the sort of final, like kind of in a way like the true ending to the
Yeah.
game after you play through it multiple times. And it's like all your saves are properly deleted though, and then you get like your achievement points and that there, and then that's it then.
Are you playing it on PC or?
I'm playing Nier Top. This is Nier. I'm talking about the first Nier now, which is on the Xbox 360.
Okay.
So there's that stuff that I just talked about. That's for the first Nier.
Okay.
But Nier Automata, yes, I'm playing on the PC. So yeah, and it's fine. The ports like people say like the port's pretty bad, and like yeah, I could say like when I'm playing it though, like when I'm playing it, it's fine. But like when the sort of cutscene starts, it kind of tends to like stutter a little. Like it's like going in half the speed for a bit.
Oh boy.
And then all of a sudden it goes back to normal normal speed. Like this is just during the cutscenes now. It's not like during the actual game.
Okay, well that's
because if that was the case during gameplay, I'd be like, nope.
Yeah.
But no, that's just during the proper cutscenes now. I'm only 1.5 way playthrough of the game, so I haven't got to like ending B yet. But what I've played of it thus far, it's definitely like in terms of the gameplay, it's definitely better than Nier, because that was just the thing I didn't really like about Nier overall, was like the gameplay. Like it does have certain similarities now, but it just plays better because it's plays like a platinum game. It has like its great combat. You have these pod systems where you could choose different pod programs. Like one of them is like you have like a Gatling gun pretty much, and then you have like a set like your main kind of weapon, then you have this weapon ability, like this secondary ability which you can use, but it has like a cooldown. Like the one you start with is just like a Gatling gun and like a laser, but then you get like more, like it does this big laser just shoots. But other ones you can get like are this wave thing, like this one you can shoot missiles, or this thing you throw, and then like if you get if the enemies get into that circle, then they get sucked into it. So they do. And like other ones, this like laser thing, like this laser whip one as well, and then this one get as well. You have to get it. You get it during the main game as well. It's a scanner thing because you need to use it to find this find 9S during near the end of the game, and also you find like hidden items that way. Like it scans, and all of a sudden you hear the beep beep beep, and then you find this you find an item or a weapon or whatever it is, and it always shows up if you scan it. If you actually go to that area and scan it, the like you get different weapons. You can upgrade the weapons. You have to go around and harvest points. Like they're very easily on the map. It's not like very hard to find now. Like it has a lot of elements from the first Nier. Like all that stuff's kind of similar. Like you did that in the first Nier. The world's probably a bit bigger than it is in Nier. It's not like a huge open world. It is like an open world, but it's more of a confined open world. It's kind of like Yakuza 0, where it's not massively big now. So because you go around and do like, so you're going to see the same areas over again, because there's like different missions and different side quests happen in the like same areas. Like there's this big desert area, and there's like this little wee amusement park area, and then there's like this forest area, and then there's like this flooded city area, and then there's like the main sort of central city area, and that's practically it though. Like there's a abandoned factory as well. That's where you start from starting the game, and like that's practically it though, as terms like the sort of main areas in the game, and they're not that big though either though. So it's not like huge. It's not like Horizon or Zelda or something. It's more along the lines like say a Yakuza 0 or one of those kind of games that has a bit of it's like an open worldish, but it's like more confined. Like you can run around and do different side quests with people and that there. And the thing is though, there's a boss in the game now. It's like secret because I looked it up though, and this crap thing about it is if I want to get it, I have to get every single weapon in the game, which I think is 38, and you have to upgrade all the weapons up to the maximum level, which is level 4. And because it's a boss, it's the actual character from the first game, which is called Emil. Like you actually come across him during the main story though, and you actually do a side quest for him, and if you do a certain thing, you actually fight him. But then if you want to fight him again, this other quest triggers. Then you have to get all the weapons and upgrade all the weapons up to the maximum in order to trigger that quest. The story's bit weird though. It's just like androids and robots, and it's very hard to explain, to be honest though. It's one of those games you probably best to play yourself if you want to get the story though. Like these like going about like these robots have feelings, and like there's all these sort of religious things and all that sort of thing. It's very very convoluted in certain aspects now. It's just hard. Sometimes it's hard to follow, other times it's like easy to follow. But like in terms of the gameplay, it's it's just fun. It's just a lot of fun to play. Like, and this like the soundtrack is just excellent though. Like Nier has like playing Nier again on the 360 there recently. Just basically, man, this soundtrack is excellent though, and this one's just as good, if not better though. Just some of the songs in it though are just really like they're the kind of theme music I like listening to in games. Is kind of very melodic, and kind of like some of them are a bit quiet, and some of them are like a bit pompous, kind of a bit orchestral in a way, and kind of like choirs and stuff like that there as well. Just very very cool, and just a lot of great music in the game. Like I definitely recommend listening to the soundtrack though. Like that was the best thing for me from the original Nier, and this is just as good here as well. So it is. I'll be playing more of it though during my time off though. But like I said, I won't be playing it for a few days because we'll be heading off to London. But I'll be getting back into and try and finish it and move on to something else. So like I'm nearly 30 hours in it though. I'm only in halfway through, but that's mainly because I'm doing a lot of the side quests as well. Like they're all right to do. Like most of them are just like go to this point and find this person, or destroy this enemy, or get these materials. But they're not like to the point of like they take forever now. And like also like the thing it helps as well, like there's like a fast travel system, but unfortunately it doesn't. You don't get until like midway through the game pretty much, and you also have to unlock the points as well, and they're like that's the only way to sort of save in that area as well. So like if you go to a certain area and you actually haven't unlocked the access point, then you cannot save, and you only can like save that way now. So if you spend an hour doing this area and didn't get to the access point and you didn't save, then you're screwed. It's not one of those auto save games now. Like you can have to access that point, and then it's like, but then it has a thing at the top right corner that says save impossible, meaning you can save then at that in that area then, and you just quick save or a manual save pretty much. But yeah, it's a great game though. I'm definitely enjoying it though, and looking forward to playing more of it when the time comes.
There's another game that has a good soundtrack that all three of us have played, but Derek has not talked about too much. I'd like to hear his opinions on it. Can you guys guess what it is?
Is that Horizon?
No. Well, Horizon has a good soundtrack, but it's
says okay music, but
Yakuza 0. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, that is a fantastic game. Definitely.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It's currently my favorite game of the year.
It is also my favorite game of the year, which is a big surprise because I have never played any Yakuza game, although I know of them. And I remember when it came out, like there was like a buzz about it, and people were saying it was really good. And there was a deal at Target. I think it was like $20 off, plus like I got another 10% off, and then another 5% off on top of that. So
no, that's good.
I like bought it without really knowing much of anything, and
yeah, same here.
Yeah, really, really got into it. I don't know how many hours I put into it, but yeah, that's definitely my favorite game of the year. I like everything about it. I know some people don't like every single little aspect of the game, but the characters are fantastic. Like they're really well written. The dialogue is really good. I think it's better dialogue than Persona 5, which I just talked about. And the game is like super serious as far as like the main story goes, but then it can be super goofy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yep.
In the side stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it you may not even see because you might not run into it, but.
Mm-hmm. There's a bunch I haven't run into it.
There's the dominatrix side mission where you have to teach this woman how to become a better dominatrix. There's the stealth mission where this kid wants a porno magazine from a vending machine, and you have to sneak around without people seeing you.
That was fucking hard. That was a hard fucking mission.
Yeah, that was hard.
That was tricky for me as well, yeah.
But I was like, how ridiculous is this? I'm playing a fucking stealth mission to get a porno magazine because Kiryu is too like embarrassed to buy the magazine and himself and for A and then B to give it to the kid. So
yeah, and his secretary
is super ridiculous.
His secretary is just there like in the park right next to the thing. Yep.
Yeah, the secretary from the real estate side mission, which is that's like a whole separate game kind of by itself, which can take almost as long as like a full game.
And the Club Sunshine management thing, which is
the Cabaret Club,
phenomenal.
Which yes, that is that could definitely be a game by itself as well. They could even make it more fleshed out, but I think the way it is, like there's like so much, it's so involved, and like especially when you first try it.
Yeah.
Like it takes a while to kind of understand what you're doing.
Yep.
But then once you get it, you're like, okay, this is really good. This is fun.
It's so good.
And then the music in general is fantastic, but I just especially love the Fever Time theme when you're doing the Cabaret Club. And I also like the other music that's playing during that.
The karaoke
And then
stuff.
the karaoke songs.
Yeah.
I've got
Especially-
24 Hour Cinderella in my fucking head all the time recently, so I have.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's my favorite song.
I have the
All that-
soundtrack on Spotify, so I listen to
Oh,
it.
you do? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
hmm
I haven't. I should listen to it outside of the game. What's the other one called? That Judgment or something?
Yeah, Judgment, yeah.
That one's pretty good too. But yeah, all that. The only thing I don't like about the game is the dancing minigame because I find that very hard.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's a tough.
Because the timing is like really picky.
Yep.
And it sucks because in order to get all the gold hostesses for the Cabaret Club minigame,
hmm
you have to do like a bunch of the dancing sub-stories to recruit.
Isn't
one.
that the platinum? Hostess?
No, she's a gold one.
Okay.
No, the platinum ones you get through by doing the storyline.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you want to upgrade them to their highest level, like the
Oh yeah, there are dancing.
Oh yeah, the dates.
The
Yeah.
yeah,
dates or
you have to
whatever. You
go
don't-
play pool and dance and
Right.
you
You
know.
can still upgrade them without actually.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a little
winning
less,
those,
but yeah,
but-
you can do it.
Yeah, I'll just be faster if you actually do a good job.
Yeah.
It's like no way.
Mhm.
Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. The only game I was good
Um,
at is the darts, the pool, and the dancing. I was really bad at. Karaoke was okay, but yeah.
But you've never tried any of the actual mahjong or anything, any of them games.
no,
now?
I
No,
didn't
no, no,
try
no,
those.
no, screw that. Nope.
I tried the one I think they did in the early Beast in the East parts, and that was it. I just did that one once. Like, nope.
No,
this
I
is
did.
just too much
I
for
did
me.
do one game when you're in the park with the like the homeless people. There's one game where
Yeah.
the dice thing, which was okay. Like the one where you roll dice in like a cup.
I might have done one of them as well. There,
That was alright.
might have done one of them, but I forget what it was about though.
Yeah.
But I completely forget though. But like I just wasn't going to go anywhere near them now.
But the
Yeah.
Club Sunshine management thing is fucking phenomenal. I wish that was
That's
online.
easy.
Yep.
I wish that was online.
That's the best mini game in the game
Yeah.
by far though. And like
Mhm.
I didn't completely do it like you guys did now, but like I really enjoyed the time of doing it.
The last club was fucking hard to beat. It was difficult
Yeah, because they kept on using their abilities like all the time.
all the time. Yeah, exactly. And then
And
you're
they'd like reduce your
clients leave.
HP to like nothing, and then
Yeah.
everybody would leave. Yeah, it's like, oh shit. But luckily, I finished that.
hmm
I think the reward for the Majima fighting style is a lot better than Kiryu's.
Yeah, I
which
didn't do the
like.
Kiryu
It is-
one, but the Majima fighting style is fucking great. The one that you
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a mix of all of his styles, except for he doesn't have a bat, but his
Yeah.
knife. The Kiryu one it's like a slightly powered up version of the Brawler one, but there's not quite as many heat actions from what I've seen.
Okay.
But I don't know, I feel like maybe there's a lot more to those styles that I'm just not picking up on in like the different heat actions and like the abilities, because they don't really spill it out in when you're unlocking the abilities there on the tree or whatever.
hmm
All those do is just like slightly increase your HP or your attack power or heat or whatever.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back, maybe do the management stuff for Kiryu.
Have both of you been catching up with the Beast in the East?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
watched it,
I'm
like,
up to date
right
now.
away. Yep.
Have they done the Miracle Johnson?
No, they haven't run
No.
into that at all.
Nope.
Which I'm surprised by.
I haven't run and yeah.
I just want to see the reaction to that.
Well, after seeing their reaction to fucking erection guy, that was pretty sweet. And Vinny fucking loves the Club Sunshine stuff. I think they're gonna be doing
I
a
think
lot on that.
they all kind of do, but yeah, he definitely did say he'd play that, like just that.
Yep.
So I do hope they stick with it, because they just almost completely ignored the real estate stuff, which is too bad because they could make a good amount of money
Yeah. Apparently,
doing
yeah.
that.
Apparently, you can make a lot of money.
Yeah, like they definitely do. If you I did the more of the real estate. I'd done like the 4 of the 5 sections.
hmm
I didn't do the last one though because it's like, yeah, I played enough of this now. I just want to.
I did one. I did maybe one store or two stores that I bought, and I was like, yep, I am not doing this. I'm not interested.
I finished it. It's actually there is like a surprise at the end there when you finish all of them. I won't say what it is, but
I'll probably go back and do that. Yeah, I think I will. Yeah. I think I'll do that.
It's kind of interesting. So.
Yeah, if I want to go back, like the guy got the save there.
Yeah, me too.
Before the point of no return.
Yeah,
I guess I will say the other thing I don't like is you can't manage your real estate from like your phone, or well, he doesn't have a phone, but like you have to actually go to your office to collect the money and like send out your people. That I didn't really like as much, but I got used to it.
Yeah.
But this is set in the 80s, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's no like in-game reason why you'd be able to do it.
Unless he has a bag phone, then it would be.
Yeah, a bag phone. So. But yeah, like the story in that game and the characters, like there's especially one moment in particular, like where it's like so powerful and emotional, like nothing in any
chapter 6.
Yep. Pretty much.
That was the chapter.
Is it that part where they're at the roadway and Nishki's like talking to Kiryu?
No, that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about
at the empty lot.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually had tears in my eyes at that part.
Yeah.
That's really powerful.
Like nothing in any game I've played this year has
same here.
Has been as like impactful to me from like a story perspective or from like a character perspective as that.
I agree.
Like the culmination of those characters and that event there.
That's the end of chapter 14 now you're talking about, is it?
I don't know. I don't remember the chapters.
Where a certain character dies.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the end of chapter 14.
And the very end of the game when a certain character goes back to the empty lot and something happens. Remember?
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. I
was like, oh man. Like again, the throat was really, really tight. I was like, shit. Okay. This is a fucking good game.
Yeah, and I really like how it can balance all that super serious stuff with all the goofiness that you can do in the game too, and like it works really well.
Yeah, like the main story doesn't have a lot of goofiness to it, but it's the side stuff that's completely off the rails. Yep.
But that's one thing I love about it, though. It just mixes its seriousness with the main story along with its goofiness with the sub stories and all the like really wacky stuff you can do in that game.
Yep.
I love it. Like the telephone chat line thing as well.
I didn't do that. I should do that also. I didn't do that.
I did it a couple times, but I don't know. I don't have the patience to wait for the freaking target on a screen to line up right, and you like let go of the thumbstick, and then it has, to shoot your hearts out onto the thing or whatever.
Yeah, like sometimes I was just pretty annoying though, because I thought it does like, no, come on, I missed it.
Yeah,
I missed it. Come on,
there's a time limit, and so you'll end up hitting like the wrong phrase that you're trying to hit, and but I know there's a whole bunch of side stories that are tied to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I done like 3 or 4 of them though, and the thing is, well, like you actually end up maybe getting a few of the same ones again though. Like you have to remember what the dialogue was when you're saying like show me like you have to remember like when you get up to the fill the heart, and all of a sudden it's like what's your body like and that stuff, and then it's like my body's like this here, and you have to sort of remember, okay, have I seen this one before or not?
You have to identify who you're talking to if it's
to identify who you're talking to, because you end up like going with the same one again. Like it might be one like you lose a lot of health, or you because there's a few of them sub stories that we counter someone and then all of a sudden it's like this big fat, like not big, but like a fat woman, or like it's an older mature woman, and like you lose a lot of health and stuff like that. I think there's like 7 overall, and I did like 4 of them.
Okay. Like the thing I didn't like is the fighting.
Well, I was just gonna talk about that. Like I actually really like the fighting. I can see why it would be an issue, because you can't just like mash buttons. You have to like be really deliberate with when you're pressing the buttons.
Yeah.
You know, you like go boom, 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 and then hit the next button. You don't just like hit the button over and over like it's a fighting game or like just a regular old Streets of Rage or something like that. You know, like you have to really time your attacks.
Yeah.
But there's like a lot more depth to it than even I've experienced. Like there's a lot of like counter moves you can do, which for in my experience you don't really need to. But if you're playing like a higher difficulty, you probably really want to do that. I did get to a point where I just pretty much just used the zap gun on everything, which is it's a shotgun that shoots like electricity essentially, and it'll hit multiple enemies and then they get stunned and then like fall down. So at the very end of the game, when you're Majima and you have to fight like loads of guys, I was using that and just fucking killing everything really quick, just because I was like, okay, I kind of want to see I want to see the rest of the story. I don't want to do a whole bunch more fighting at that moment.
Same here. Yeah.
So that's what I was doing. And then I also used that to fight the
Shakedowns.
Mr. Shakedown, yeah. Because he's really... You just shoot him a few times and then you walk away and he'll charge at you and then you just kind of... You don't even have to run. You just kind of walk around behind him and then you shoot him a few more times. You just keep doing that over with a zap gun and that works really well.
Did these guys, like, quote unquote, die outside of the Mr. Shakedown?
No.
Did you like lose all their energy?
No.
That's because I never actually.
I don't think so. No.
No, I never died once. Like
I think I got close a couple times towards the beginning.
Yeah,
but
me
I don't
too.
think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a few points near the game. In the game, I was like close. Like, okay, I have to heal up now.
Yeah, but I always stocked up on a bunch of healing items. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I had loads.
The nice thing is you can just like pause it at any time and use items.
Yeah.
So that made it a lot easier.
Which I don't know why Dan is not doing that. Like he has, maybe 3 healing items in his inventory.
Well, yeah, and he's only using healing items to heal. He won't go to like a restaurant and eat a beef bowl or something to get all your health back, which is way cheaper.
Yeah, I done that a bunch of times as well.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't understand.
I'm not caught up now. I'm quite behind though. Like I've started watching it again now, and I think I'm on part 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're at what 10?
At times it's very infuriating for me to see.
Like that's that one he fucking seen. He went to Don Quixote and then he seen Mountain Dew and he bought like fucking 20 Mountain Dew and it like filled up his inventory. So I was like, what the fuck, Dad?
Yeah. Or like,
and then they put all their plates in the storage. And
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Even though they made, like when they finally did eventually sell them, they made a ton of money from those. But it's like what?
Yeah, I was like, go into the inventory and see the price of that thing. You'll see that, you can get a lot of money from that, from those plates. I don't know why they were doing that. That was really.
And they are mainlining the story like way more than I did. Like I was doing like tons of side stuff.
Well, they did a bunch. Like there's some episodes it's only side.
There's like like towards the beginning there were a couple of days or a couple episodes where like most of what they did was side stuff. But lately it's been. Like they plan to do things and like okay, well let's just do this and then we'll do the side thing. But then like that ends up taking an hour and they finish the chapter,
Yeah, it's not.
Now they're Majima again.
Yeah, it's not even 2 hours that they do every Monday. Like this is gonna take forever.
Yeah, there's been some shorter ones recently. That's for sure. So yeah, they'll be playing until September probably.
Yeah.
If they keep that up.
They started in February, wasn't it?
Something like that, I think, or the end of January.
Well, it's once a week, and they're on 12. Will be I think or 13 will be Monday, right?
Let me check what episode they're on. Yeah, they just did 12, so 13 will be Monday. So that's 3 months.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yep.
So and there hasn't been like a special in between episode or anything. Like this is the run or something. They haven't done in between stuff. So yeah, they're gonna be playing this game forever. Jeez.
They haven't done any fusion episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Persona 4. Actually, I've been watching as I was grinding levels in Persona 5. I started watching the Persona 4 endurance run again just so.
Okay.
partially because I wanted to have Persona 4 fresh in my mind, so I remember like I can compare the games easier. And that it's like something I can do because I don't need to watch. I don't need to watch the TV like really closely to like do just grind and stuff. So
Hmm.
something to keep occupied.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I won't go into like super detail about Yakuza 0 and like explain everything about it because you guys have probably already done that. But
We talk about it
Yeah, but
a bit in the last
it is a
episode.
great game. It's not my favorite of the year so far, but mine's Horizon. But yeah, it is a fantastic game. The story, the characters, the I'm not big on the fighting myself, but yeah, for the rest, it's pretty damn good to be sure.
Sucks we'll have to wait till August until Kiwami.
Yeah, I'm getting that game for sure,
yeah,
100%.
yeah, I don't know how it can top Yakuza 0, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Especially
Well,
since
it's a remake. It's a remake of the first one anyway, though.
Hmm.
right. Uh, and Majima
Like
is not a
it's
playable character, unfortunately.
yeah, like that's he was the like I like Kiryu, but Majima like his storyline in it was
Yeah,
the more interesting one for me. And I
I agree.
like I said, his introduction
Yeah,
in the
overall,
game is
yeah,
Hmm.
brilliant.
definitely.
Yeah, but like he's
Uh,
in the series anyway. But I don't know if you actually ever play him again. I don't think you do. I forget.
have you played any other Yakuza
I
games?
only played the first one when I came. I played like first few chapters of the first one, like back around the time it came out, and then I played like 5 minutes of 3.
They're up to what
Okay.
now? 5?
Yeah,
6.
6?
Well,
Well, 6 is 6. I think 6 out in Japan now, and it'll be out early next year here.
Oh boy. Okay.
And there's like a bunch of spin-offs which never saw the light of day in the West. Like there's ones go back to like certain time periods in Japan,
Hmm.
and there's like spin-off ones on the PSP and things like that as well.
Okay. Man, I didn't know they were at 6. That's a lot. If you count 0, that's 7 episodes, 7 games.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But like the Kiwami starts in 1995, and then a certain event happens, and then it's set in 2005. Then because I think that's when it came out. Well, I think it came out in 2006 here in the West, but I think it came out in 2005 in Japan.
Okay. Yep.
So yeah.
any other games you guys want to talk about or that you've
Have you
played
been playing
recently?
anything else, Dennis? I think all you've been playing really has been Mass Effect.
Well, I've been playing, some baseball, but I won't talk too much about that. It's pretty much a full-on RPG now. MLB The Show is pretty much an RPG. Like you level up your if you go to Road to the Show, which you pick a guy and you level him up, and I always pick a pitcher, so and now you have you have to make decisions, like your coaches come to talk to you, and you have to make decisions like, okay, well, like they're gonna say, okay, well, nice pitching, too bad your team didn't back you up, and you have to answer in a certain way, and depending on how you answer, some things will happen and some other things won't, and like it's full on RPG now, pretty much. So that's weird, but yeah, I've been playing that. I've also bought a wireless guitar for Rock Band 4 because I saw Alex play last Friday. He was playing guitar on the Guitar Hero 2, I think he was playing,
Yeah.
while Vinny was
Yeah.
showing off coins. Uh, Seeing him play in Guitar Hero 2 kind of made me want to, buy a guitar and play guitar Rock Band 4 with the guitar. So I bought a guitar um, on Amazon. It came with a mic, and it came with the Rock Band physical copy, Rock Band 4 physical copy, and the DLC, which is Rivals, which adds online and all that stuff. So good thing Rivals was a voucher, so I could just input the code and have the game, the DLC now in my system. It has a couple of songs and online and stuff like that. So I played a little bit of Rock Band, and it's been a while since I played plastic instrument, I can see that I suck a whole lot. Like I played on medium and I get a couple of 5 stars, but yeah, most of them is like 3 or 4 stars. So
Yeah, 'cause you mostly did microphone, didn't you?
yeah, I mostly sang in
Yeah.
in that game. I have my DLC library is at 307 or 8 songs now that I downloaded. So yeah, it's pretty big. It's a pretty big library.
I haven't touched that game in so damn long now. Well, like in terms of like actual rock, like a rock band
Hmm.
game.
You didn't play a whole lot of Guitar Hero Live, did you?
I play like, yeah, not really a whole lot now. I play like a bit of it when I got it though, but not like after maybe a week or so. It's just like just dropped off.
Yeah, I have that.
Like
I have
it's
that
it's a,
game
it's
also.
a good game though, but I don't know. Just
There's not enough music that's pretty. There's not enough music that I like in that game. So I'm like, okay, well,
there was a most of the music I liked was on like that GHTV thing.
hmm yeah,
And that's the thing, like, if you want to actually, like, you have to use up your certain play thing. If you want to play a certain song you like, you have to use one of your play.
yeah,
I forget what they're actually called now, just one of your plays.
yeah,
And, like, you get a bunch of plays, like a play or something every time you leveled up and stuff like that. And I think there was, like, I think there was, like, microtransactions as well in
mm.
it where you can buy plays for a certain amount of money.
And if you didn't
Could be
want to
wrong.
do that, you have to go on a channel and play the music that's on the channel playing at the
Yeah,
time,
at the time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
which most of the time is garbage for those that were unlocked. So yeah, I don't know. I'd rather play the songs that I want to play. So having Rock Band is a good way. Like it's the only thing I play on my Xbox One. So if I didn't have that game on Xbox One would pretty much be collecting dust at this point.
Mine's collecting dust though. I disconnected it there a while back because it wasn't being used at all.
Yeah.
I haven't used it since I think July of last year.
I think you sold yours, right, Derek?
Yep. I
Yeah.
sold it, I don't know, last summer or fall or something,
Okay.
I think. And last time I played it was Forza Horizon 2, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was the last time
Yeah,
I
that's
played
right.
it.
You played it on the console. Yeah.
Yep. Forza Horizon 2. 3 I have on PC, but
Yeah.
2
Yeah, that's right.
Xbox
Yeah, that's
One.
right. They both came out for Xbox One. That's right. But yeah, I have a launch system, so that's why I'm kind of holding back on selling it. I don't know why. It's like I don't know. It's a launch system. I got it first
Yeah, when
day.
I sold mine, I think the S had just come out, so like it was still like mine still had like some value, but now I don't know
Yeah.
how much value a launch system will have.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, do you have one of the black edition ones?
Hmm.
Okay, maybe there might be some value to that. If you have like the box and everything.
Yeah, on my controller and the consoles, it says a launch
Yeah,
edition.
the day one
Day
edition.
one edition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the day one. That's what. Yeah, right. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what I got as well. So
Yeah.
it is.
So that might have some value then
Hmm.
to people. So.
That's why I'm holding back on the selling it because I really don't. Well, I have Rock Band, of course, but I really don't play anything else on it unless Crackdown comes out miraculously this year, which will probably come out on PC. So, you know, I'll end up playing it on
Yeah.
PC. So,
I'll say it'll probably come out and coincide with the launch of Scorpio. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, probably. When is Scorpio launching?
Sometime before the end of the year, like probably autumn, fall time.
Okay. I was thinking of getting a Pro, PS4 Pro, maybe. I'll see.
I think that's not really that worth it though, unless you have a 4K TV.
It's way faster though than the normal PS4.
Yeah, I guess, but I wouldn't really see myself spending another 300 odd quid just for
Yeah.
a slightly faster system.
Yeah, that's true. Because some games are coming out on PS4, so That's why I wanted to keep my options open. But we'll see. Yeah, besides that, nothing. Haven't been playing much of anything. I want to go back to Overwatch. Play a little bit more of that. I haven't played.
We did play it there one night last week now.
Yeah, we did play a little bit, but I kind of want to get back a little bit into it. I've fallen out completely out of that game, which is too bad, because they keep chugging out a ton of stuff, a ton of content for that game. So I want Police Officer Diva. So. Yep.
Are all of us now interested in getting PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or is it just me and Denis?
I don't know if Derek's interested.
I would like to try it, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't play PvP games, so
I'm very highly interested.
like I would try it and like kind of see how it goes. You know, like if I just die like instantly and then like have to go through the whole process of jumping in again, then like that's
I
not
don't
gonna be
think
fun.
you die instantly. I mean,
Well,
if
I
you-
mean,
Unless
like the
you,
first encounter you have, and if I die all the time, then
yeah, well, no, yeah.
it's gonna be very discouraging.
You're gonna
for
be
me,
like
especially
Vinny.
'cause I don't have patience for most things these days.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
I-
don't
we'll
know.
just team up, and then one of us will run the other guy over.
Yes.
Well, I would be more interested in like teaming up, yeah, than like
Yeah, of course
like
we
solo.
if we all get it, we'll team up and play it together for sure. But yeah, I came like this close to buying it last night when I bought Darren's game. I was like, oh man, I want to get it, but yeah, I didn't
What did
cave
you
in
buy?
yet.
What did you buy, Darren?
Big cop.
Yeah, Beat Cop,
Oh, okay.
which looks really
Yeah,
good.
just let's say thanks very much for that, guys. It was very much appreciated.
Yeah, I tried to get you
You're
Night in the
welcome.
Woods, and I was like, well, okay, it doesn't want to. It says you already have it. I don't understand. And Derek,
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes. Like, yeah, if you didn't do it, like, yeah, Derek just bought it just like 5 minutes before I got yours.
yeah, it's weird because when you buy the game, it disappears from your wish list. So if you get the game, maybe you hadn't cashed it in yet or something. But
Yeah, you're probably in the process of just about to do it, and then like it was still there.
yeah. I was like, oh, he already owns it. That's weird. It's still on his still on his list. That's weird. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get Battlegrounds after we're done with the podcast.
You know what? I think I might get it myself.
Because I really
And
want
that'll
to
be
play
the
that
first early, and that'll be the first early access game I ever buy as well. I never bought an early access game beforehand.
game. Yeah. But that part when Jeff just runs over Vinny, that was so fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, this is sad. I've watched that multiple times and I still find it hilarious. It's not really because of the thing. It's just the way that it goes. No, don't kill me, you motherfucker!
And then Brad goes,
Just every
we
time.
gotta get his stuff. He's a fucking stuff.
Fucking stuff. And also then a bit later it says, Spenny just says, "Savage, I hope you guys get fucking creamed on this bridge." And then you hear Jeff go, "I really hope you do too."
A little later on when Vinny goes into he says, oh, there's a car over here. He goes into the garage and just gets fucking mowed down by the
Yeah.
guy. That was great. And you see the other two
Yeah.
just taking pot shots from far away. He's not even trying to save him. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
really,
that's a very entertaining game to watch when.
yeah.
Well, I don't know if you've watched like just like random Twitch streams or not, but
I watched a couple because I was really, really into watching people play that game.
yeah, okay.
But I want to try it for sure. I surely will get it when when we finish this thing. Gotta go download it and play some. I'm very interested in that game. Which,
Yeah, looks
like a surprise out of nowhere, a game out of nowhere that just popped up and hey, look, it looks really good.
yeah, but it's like one of those like, you know, kind of games like, you know, DayZ or, you know, H1Z1 or something though, but
I think
this
this
one
one is
looks
more
actually
interesting.
more accessible.
Yeah, more accessible.
Yeah.
and you don't
Actually, yeah, I like
spend
the
5 hours
as well.
crafting a stick to kill people. You know what I mean? Like in
Hmm.
all the
Yeah,
those
it's
other
not like
games.
DayZ now.
Yeah,
I was looking at that the other day, and that game is still in early access, and that came out in 2013.
that's nuts. That's crazy. Weren't there like a ton of spit-offs for that game too? Like a ton of other.
Just a ton of games is like it though, like Rust and games like that
Hmm.
now, and I don't really hear much about them. Like I think I heard about DayZ. It's like it's really bad now. Like it just seems to be just getting worse. It's just still broken in spots. Like it's still an alpha, and it's a 2013. I think it was like December
It's not even in
2013.
beta. That's crazy.
According to the Steam page, and 3 odd years later, it's still in early access. Like, okay, I think that's kind of like, did it just start when it came out or something?
I don't know.
It is kind of ridiculous. So how long
I know a
that's
ton of
been
people
in?
at work where I work play Ark, the dinosaur one.
Oh, that Ark Survival Evolved, or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they're like, "Come on, come play with us." I'm like, "Nope. I'm not gonna spend 5 hours crafting a stick and then get killed immediately. Fuck that."
I don't think I'll take you 5 hours to crafting a stick.
I
Dennis.
know, but you know what I mean.
Maybe an hour tops, but not 5 hours.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Until you get decent stuff, it's like
Yeah,
3 or 4 hours into the game. It's like, okay, well, you get killed immediately, and it's fuck it. You know, at least in
because I was at
Battlegrounds, it's like immediate. You get killed, you jump
yeah,
into
just
another game. You know, that's it. You're
like
done.
I was interested in getting DayZ at the time though. It's like, oh, I'm gonna wait till this actually comes out, fully properly, like it's actually full release, and it's like still waiting.
Hmm.
I don't even care at this point now. It's
Yeah,
just like it's just been too damn
it's
long.
become a fucking joke now for some reason.
Yeah, it's, just don't understand. Like I know it takes time to develop game, but like if it takes like 3 years and the game's still not out, I don't know.
Duke
And,
Nukem
and
Forever
it's still an
territory.
alpha apparently. Yeah, it's getting to that point.
And Last Guardian territory.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm interested in hearing what Derek's thoughts on Horizon. Why he didn't like it that much.
Yeah, that I was very much looking forward to that. If Persona 5 didn't get delayed into this year, that would have been my most anticipated game
Hmm.
of the year. Um, it's definitely, I mean, it's a very good game, but I definitely didn't like it as much as I thought. It looks amazing. Like, it's probably the best looking
Yeah, it's incredible.
console game I've ever played for sure. Like lighting and just like the graphics, like the details and everything.
I think it looks better than Uncharted 4 as well.
I haven't played that, so I don't have an
But
opinion there.
it's just something about it. I like it more than Uncharted 4 in terms of the visual side.
But it's a game where it's very fun to like take pictures of the environments because they look so realistic and like sunsets and the moon and all that. Like it looks so good. You like want to take pictures and use the photo mode and share them. Like that part of it
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
it's like fantastic for sure.
Hmm.
Um, the main story is interesting, and that I guess that's what kept me playing the game, like to find out like what happened and like how did we get here.
Hmm.
But I didn't like any of the characters at all except for
Aloy.
I guess your main character and then the guy who like raised you. What's his name?
What's
Oh,
what is his name?
Roust or something like that.
Roust, yeah.
Raw, yeah.
Like those are the only characters that I cared about at all in the entire game.
So pretty much the start of the KVO
Yeah.
comeback.
And like once he's out of the picture, it's just you, and they don't even really explain like what his deal was, unless you talk to one of the like all mother ladies, whatever the hell they were called, I forget.
Yeah, the Allmothers, I think. Yeah,
Matriarchs or
matriarchs.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Like you have to talk to her like after you've
Yeah, and
opened up a thing, and like you could totally miss that, and you would never find out what happened to him.
Yeah.
So he wasn't like that crucial to the story, which was unfortunate. Um, But yeah, like I don't care about any of the tribal stuff at all. Like they're all worshiping things that aren't gods because you know what they are. Like your character knows what they really are.
Mm-hmm.
And like I won't get into religion, but like the way that she kind of feels about all the tribal people and how they're worshiping different gods is kind of how I feel like about in real life. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't want to go into that, but
Yeah.
so like I didn't care about any of them at all. Like, you know, I just kind of ignored most of the dialogue, and like I would pick up quests and like, okay, I'll go do this and that, and then that's it. But like I don't really care what anything about any of those characters.
Yeah, well, I kind of agree a little bit with that. I think Aloy is pretty much the main focus.
I guess the only other character that was slightly
I like the other. I forget his name. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
there was one character that was kind of interesting, and he was I don't know, was he like a captain, or he became captain of a guard because his sister, who was the captain.
That's the one I'm thinking of. I forget
He
his
was
fucking
kind of
name, though.
interesting, but like other than him, like nobody else at all, like not even close.
The kid that you rescue now that becomes your friend guy. Yeah,
Sort
he's
of, I guess,
he's a
but
little bit meh.
no. Like they're not crucial to like anything that happens, you know.
How about the guy that guides you?
Well,
Can't remember his name.
up until like the very, very end of the game, you're like, oh, okay, now I see.
I immediately knew.
There was always something about him
Yeah.
that was a little off, and then once you find out, like at the end, or you know, oh, okay, here's why there's gonna be a sequel because of this.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
Or you're talking about what's his name?
Dude that
Silas
appears.
or something.
Silas,
The
yeah.
black guy.
Silas.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew
So, but
something
like
was
the
off.
the reason I kept playing is because I want to find out what happened with, like, why are these robots here? What happened with humanity? And
Yeah,
stuff,
where
you
does
know, how did we
Aloy
get to
come
this point?
from? And, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like that's what kept me going. Like
Which is kind of
exploring the
disappointing.
world. Like I didn't find exploring the world enjoyable really at all. And like all the little pickups you can do, like all the collectibles, like all that stuff, like the reward you get for that doesn't seem worth it at all. So I just ignored all that.
I didn't care for the collectibles. I'm with you on that.
And the fact that you can buy you can buy like the best weapons, or well, technically I think the best weapons are all those hunting ones, which I never even tried one of the hunting missions at all.
No? Okay.
Like you can buy all the purple weapons at a certain point, and so once
Exactly,
you got
yeah.
those, like you're pretty much set.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, you can get modifications, but there's really for me there was no like progression to like any of that part of the system, like, and then like you're not leveling up. You are leveling up, and then you're
I
getting
just wish there was more of that there, like, you know, proper weapons, like, because as you said, it was just like very little weapons. It was like green, blue, purple, that's it. There's no, like, you know, loot system or anything like that now. I thought there would have been.
Yeah.
right, yeah. And you just buy them. You don't like have to do quests to earn them. You know, you just get parts or whatever and buy them.
Yeah, but it's not an RPG though. That's the thing.
No, it's not. But
It is an RPG. You level up.
That doesn't mean...
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
You do level up, but that
it
doesn't mean it's an
it
RPG.
It didn't feel like an RPG to me.
It has RPG elements, though, but
Yeah.
not like full-blown RPG.
No.
like
Pretty much
Witcher.
every game these days has RPG elements.
Yeah, I mean, even baseball has RPG elements, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not like, you know, Witcher or...
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, Persona
Mass
or
Effect
anything.
or something, you know.
Mass Effect, yeah.
So I got to a point, like early on, like it was fun, like finding the new different robots and seeing what they look like and fighting them and stuff. But after a while, like I just ignored like every combat fight with like everything, and I just mainlined the story.
Mm-hmm.
Partially because I wanted to see what happened, and then partially because I wanted to get that armor.
Yeah.
That like super overpowered armor.
Yeah. Which I got at the very end.
Which, well, yeah. Unfortunately, you have to wait like till almost the end of the game in order to get the last piece of it, which is in one of those final areas.
Exactly. Yeah.
So once I got that, then I went back and I finished like most of the side quests that I already had picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it made the combat like almost trivial at that point.
Exactly.
But yeah, in general, like if you don't have that armor, combat I thought was really hard, unless you're just fighting the smaller enemies where you can just hide in the brush and like whistle, and then you kill them.
Yeah, it's
Um,
it gets tough.
I
Combat.
died a bunch of
Yeah.
times as well. I was just like,
Yep.
yep. But then again, I was playing on hard.
Oh, well, yeah,
Oh,
you were
I
playing.
I was playing on normal, and I still died a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
was
just
tough.
I don't know. Like the combat wasn't rewarding, I guess, is my biggest issue.
Yeah, I there is at times I did find it pretty annoying as well, though.
I don't know.
So
I didn't have a problem with the combat too much, but I could,
I enjoyed the combat though, but just like certain times, like just got pissed off though, just get down and just like something, just things just didn't go my way and stuff like
I
that.
kind of like killing the bigger enemies because they dropped like really good mods that you can fuse onto your stuff. So that was pretty great. Like I had a regen mod, which regenerated my life. Pretty much.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yep, that exists. But
Is
there,
that an armor mod, or is that must be an armor
it's
mod?
an armor mod, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's I mean it's in the bigger. You have to kill the bigger enemies to get it. But yeah, it's a pretty good mod to be honest.
I don't think I ever come across one of them either.
I don't think I did either. Maybe that was only like on one quest or something.
Maybe. Well,
A
I think Darren
specific enemy?
did them all. I don't know where I got it to be honest.
Hmm.
I don't
I
know if
didn't
it's
do all
random.
the side quests. Now I only did like the ones tied to trophies and that there
Oh, okay,
to get the platinum.
I think I did them all. So probably got it at that point. But yeah, that was a pretty good mod. You can get awesome mods. But yeah, I'm with you guys saying that yeah, it should drop like weapons and stuff that you can a better bow or a better.
I think that would have given me a reason to engage in the combat more.
Hmm.
After a while, I just ignored all of it, almost all of it, unless I had to do it as part of a quest.
Yeah,
But if I was just going from place to place, I would either fast travel or just run past everything.
yeah,
Yeah, because the fact is, like, you basically go to certain things and all they're doing is selling the same stuff. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I come across the purple stuff like
Right.
quite early in the game,
Yeah.
and like you
Yeah.
go to one layer in the game, and it's like, yeah, it's just the same bow. What's the
Yep.
point?
hmm
Yep.
yeah, that's true. Yeah. But how did you find
So
the ending? I kind of found it a little
I thought it was.
underwhelming.
Yeah. I guess I don't know if I'd say underwhelming, but it was okay. It wasn't like great or it wasn't terrible.
Hmm.
It was fine for what it was.
Yeah, it was fine, but I was like, okay, well, I was expecting a little bit more, I think maybe, but yeah, it's, I guess it was, as you say, it was fine for what it was, but I was expecting more, I gotta say. But yeah, it's my favorite game of the year so far, but yeah, I can see where you guys are coming from with certain things that you didn't like about it. That's for sure. I think the soundtrack's pretty great. The main song is pretty great. So I have it on my Spotify. I listened to it a couple of times.
Yeah, some of the music reminded me of Lord of the Rings or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and like The Witcher as well. There's a few tracks that
Yeah.
just remind me of playing The Witcher 3 as well.
Yep. There's going to be a sequel.
So
I don't think they should make a sequel,
yeah,
but there's going to be one for sure. That game probably sold a lot, so.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm kind of in agreement though. I kind of just want to say just that, like, I really enjoyed the game,
Hmm.
but I kind of like to just say it one and done.
Yeah. I'll play the sequel for sure, but yeah, I don't think it needed one, to be honest.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'd play the sequel. They'd have to redo like the weapons and like
Yeah, they're probably going to fix a couple of
the
things.
unlock. Like if they made it like even Far Cry 4, like where you have a whole bunch of stuff that you can unlock and get new weapons and like upgrades.
Yeah.
Like just I don't know, for some reason in that game like I felt compelled to engage in the combat more often. Maybe because it was quicker, I don't know.
Yeah.
But there was always like something that you were gonna. There was like a reason to engage in the combat because there was a reward that you were going for. But in this game, you just buy the weapons and then you can also buy armor. But then you know that there's that one that's like overpowered that you can just get once you get that far in the game. So there's kind of like no reason to engage in just the regular open world combat. Is my opinion. So
Did you hack a couple of like if you got to like a place that was a little tougher, you could hack your like the animal robots and have them fight for you.
Override them.
Yeah.
No, I only did one of those big areas. I forget what they call
Cauldrons.
Oh, you did
Yeah,
only did one cauldron? Okay.
Yeah, I only did one. Just because I couldn't find. Well, yeah, mostly because I couldn't find the other ones.
Okay. I did them all, and you get to a point where you can hack the big ones. So
The Thunderjaw.
Thunderjaws and all that, bigger
That'd be kind of cool.
enemies. So you just went and override them. They do the job pretty much for you. So and you just finish off what's left, which is pretty cool. That got easier, and when you get the armor, well, it gets even more easy. The final boss is a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Once you get the armor. So, yep.
Yeah, like it did make that boss a bit easier though, but it's still fucking mad.
It was still because there's like a ton of shit going on.
Yeah, a ton of shit coming at you though. Like I was lucky I had that armor because I would have. Did say that.
I probably would have quit playing the game at that point if I still had my regular ass armor.
Yeah.
Did you guys have the allies helping you at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got all the available allies.
Okay.
Like I said, I platinum the game, so I did everything.
I assumed I ended up getting all the allies. I guess it's possible I may have missed one.
If you got there's a trophy aligned with it.
Yeah. Did you get the trophy?
Once you go to sleep before once you sleep before that final battle, you should get a trophy.
I guess I'll have to check
what's called now. But like that's it. There's like certain.
I think it's all allies joined or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Yeah.
Makes it easier. Also.
I'll have to look at it and see. I don't know. So after Horizon, I played another big open world game, which I've only finished 2 of those games in their long running series. One of them being the very original game, and the other one being a Game Boy Color game, Oracle of Seasons.
Well, I finished Oracle of Ages. I finished the other one of that.
I started Ages, but I never finished it. I finished Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I bought a Wii U mainly to play that game because I was really. After playing it, I went over to my friend's house and played it on the Switch for like 3 or 4 hours, and I was like, I really want to play this game. I really want to keep playing it. So I splurged, even though I was waiting for. I wanted, ideally you want to get a brand new system and not like a refurbished one. But there was a deal on Nintendo's eBay store. It was like $200 for a refurbished Wii U Deluxe black one with 32 gigs and then Nintendo Land, which I will never play. But so I ordered that, and it came in the mail, I think, 2 days after I got home from surgery from the hospital. And that was like I think that was the first game I really played. No, I was playing that in Yakuza 0 like mainly while I was on leave, and then once Persona 4 came out, I played that for a week or so until I went back to work. With Zelda Breath of the Wild, it gives you, for the way I felt about the game is, while you're going around the world, there's always something to find in the game. Like there's always a shrine, there's always a Korok seed, there's always like a treasure chest. So there's always, the way I felt is there's always a reason to explore, and I like really enjoy exploring the world. It's not nowhere near as graphically and intensive as Horizon, but it does have nice looking graphics, and it's got a nice art style. The combat is probably the weakest point of the game, I think, just because I don't like how you can't dodge as well. Like you have to do kind of like a perfect parry in order to dodge properly. There's no like roll button or anything. But after a while, like once you get more stronger weapons, then the combat is not that big of an issue. I thought. But in like the inventory system, like it's definitely an issue at first, but once you get stronger weapons, once you unlock a few inventory slots from getting, Korok seeds, then I don't think it's an issue at all. And I never had much of an issue after, a certain point of the game. That, and I think the music is probably another weak point. It's not I don't think it's the original composer, and there's not a lot
There's
of
not
music.
a whole lot. There's not really
Yeah.
a whole lot. It's just basically sort of ambient noises when you're walking about.
Pretty much. I mean, there's
when you get to like a village or something, then there's like music playing.
And then there's music, during the boss fights for the dungeons and then the final boss, and they do kind of remix the original Zelda themes, but they kind of make them slower overall, which I don't know. I guess I don't like as much, but yeah. So the music and the combat are probably the weakest points, but everything else I really really enjoy a lot, and I don't normally play Zelda games, so I think that's part of the reason why this one appealed to me, because it's so different than a regular typical Zelda game where you go in dungeon and you find a new tool to complete that dungeon, like a boomerang or hook shot or something. In this game, you get all of your abilities right away. That's a requirement to get off of the plateau, is you get your magnetism ability, the freeze one, the stasis one, and then what's the last one? The bombs. Yeah, the circular bomb, and the square one. The square one just doesn't roll down as easily as the circular or the spherical one. So that's cool. You can do any dungeon in any order, just like the original Zelda. You could go to any dungeon, pretty much everyone, right? I think.
Yeah. Guess so. Yeah, that's pretty much. I think. Yeah, that's the thing, because you just can go around and explore to your heart's content. Pretty much. It's not like you have to do. There is a certain order you can do. It's like the sort of template order, but you can go to sort of any one you want.
You mean there's an ideal order, kind of like fighting Mega Man boxes or something?
Yeah, there's an ideal order. I think it's the Zora one's the first one to go through, and then maybe it's the Goron one or whatever one after that.
I did the Zora one first. I did the Rito or
Ruto, I think there are.
The bird ones? People. I did that one second. Then I did the camel one. I don't know, was it the Gerudo? The desert area?
Yeah, the Gerudo, yeah.
And then the Death Mountain Goron people. That one is the last one I did. If I would have done it differently, I would have done the Rito people, the bird people first, because that ability would help a lot with just exploring. I don't know if do you know what it is, Darren?
No, I don't.
I won't spoil it for you, but that I would do first, because I think that was the easiest dungeon to complete.
I've heard a few people mention that it's best to do that one because of the ability you get, though. So probably I'm actually in the last time I played, I was actually in the Sora area at the moment. So maybe I'll just forget doing that and then just head to the Rudo.
I did the Zora one first, and it was okay, but I think the other one would have been way more beneficial. That's my phone ringing. Sorry, I had to turn it off. Yeah, I really enjoyed the game a lot. I like exploring the world. I like doing most of the shrines. Sometimes they can get a little annoying, and I get stumped, and I was like, well, I'll just look it up and figure out how to do it, because I don't have the patience to sit there and figure it out. But yeah, there was just always something to find, and something, I just had a reason to explore. It wasn't just combat or the visuals. It was, you were getting a new orb from a shrine to either upgrade your stamina or your health, or you're finding a Korok seed to unlock or to get additional inventory slots, or there's treasure chests to find, and I just really had a lot of fun.
Did you buy the house?
Yep.
Okay.
I bought the house. I didn't purposely farm for money at all. I didn't grind doing the snowball boiling or anything. I just eventually, as I got progressed through the game, I had acquired a lot of rubies and sapphires and topaz and that from just well, not mining, I guess. If you're near like a mountain or something or a cliff, a lot of times there'll be these little pockets of ore that you can break, and then you'll get
Yeah.
either different items. And I had acquired so many of those along the way. That, and if you do any, like if you hunt at all, like sometimes you'll get raw prime meat, and if you cook 5 of those together, you can sell that for like 210 rupees.
Okay.
And some animals will drop multiples of them, like a lot of the wolves will drop 2 or 3, some like the deer will drop 2. That was another easy way to make money too. And then I think did I do? I'm trying to think. I think I was trying to farm a little bit once, and there's a mission in the second village you go to, like the second main quest village, where you can hunt deer, and like every deer you get, they'll drop like two prime meats, but you have to do that in like 2 minutes. I did that a few times, but it just like that requires a lot of arrows, and you have to like basically buy more arrows if you're not farming them. So I stopped doing that after a while. But yeah. Oh, and I unlocked all 4 of the fairies. I don't know. Is there a 5th one or not? I'm not sure.
I've heard there is like a 5th one about though, but I'm not entirely sure.
Okay. I did get the 4th one, which was 10,000 rupees, which is a lot. But that allowed me to upgrade some of my armor to like the 4th. Like you upgrade it. That's the 4th time I upgraded it, and that helped a lot with because your defense. Or I upgraded the soldier's armor is what I was using.
Okay.
Mostly. I think at the end my defense was like in the 80s. So a lot of enemies in the beginning of the game, especially, you die in like 1 hit. So after a while, once I had that armor upgraded, I was only taking like half a heart damage or something, or like maybe 1 heart from like a Lionel or something. So that was very beneficial doing that. The boss fights remind me of Bloodborne, like for some reason. The 4, not the final boss, but the 4 bosses in the dungeon. They sound like some bosses in Bloodborne. I don't know why. Like just the way they like this kind of squeal sound they make.
That's actually got me more interested in fighting him.
So, have you fought any at all yet?
I have not done a single dungeon yet.
Okay.
As I've only gotten the Sora area, and that's the last time I played. It's been like more than a month, but I'll probably try and play some of it during the trip to London because I'm bringing my Switch with me.
Okay. Yeah, the dungeons are. I guess those would probably be the most like a traditional Zelda game where they have a lot of puzzle solving. They're kind of like really big shrines. Those took me, a lot longer to complete, just because I don't do a lot of puzzle games. The hardest one was the camel one, just because the way that one worked. They all involve getting a map of the dungeon or of the beast, the guardian beast.
The compass.
And when you open the map, you can actually manipulate part of the beast, and like depending on how you have it angled, it'll affect the puzzles. It'll affect like the environments, and you have to figure out how to unlock doors or different things by using that.
Okay.
Like the bird one was the easiest, and then I think the salamander, which is the Goron one, was probably the second easiest, and I think the third was the elephant, and then the 4th was the camel one. So, and some of them aren't too, but like the bird one is probably the shortest as well. And the camel one is probably the longest. So, yeah, and the story, it's like most of it's like in flashback, or you pick up these memories in the game where you kind of see like what happened. Yeah, I got them all. And if you get them all, you get a bonus scene at the end too. So
yeah, I know that now.
Yeah, it was kind of. I did enjoy getting those. It was fun, and I did like getting the Master Sword. I'm assuming you probably knew that was in there, but
yeah, that's pretty much the fucking games anyway.
Of course.
It wouldn't be as
of course.
Wouldn't be a proper, well, some of the games don't have the Master Sword, but it wouldn't be a proper Zelda game without the Master Sword in it.
Yeah. That was cool. I like that scene, getting that. It was pretty cool. So, Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
don't
I've
know.
seen every time that someone got the Master Sword, few people on my Twitter feed just post like with the pose when he has the sword up in the air. I've
Yeah,
seen a bunch of
I
them
posted a picture of
images.
it.
Yeah,
Because I can't take a screenshot with the Wii U like you
Hmm.
can with the Switch.
yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much all I have to say about it, I guess.
Yeah, I'll have to get back to it though. As I said, I've just been playing other games though, and I just don't want to focus too much time on it at the moment though. Like it was like like you had like all the time in the world pretty much because you were off,
Right, yeah.
so you were therefore you had plenty of time to play. Whereas like I like trying to play other games. I don't want to spend like too long on this game now, or else I might get burnt out or whatnot now, and like go to something else. And as I said, like I played the Horizon, finished it, and I didn't want to go straight to this again, and play 2 open world games in a row. Then I would just been
Mhm.
burnt out.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'll get back to it eventually. So
And then the
uh,
last game that I did want to talk about was Neo. Did you? I know Dennis has not played it, but did you talk
No.
about it on a
yeah,
podcast yet, Darren?
I talked for like a long time.
Oh, okay.
I probably talked for like fucking 20-30 minutes straight on it, so that and Dennis hardly had a word in. It's like, geez, how the was you fucking
Well, I won't
I
spend
can
too
I
much
can go ahead.
time,
It's all
but
right.
I really, really like that game a lot. I like how fast the combat is. I like all the loot and like the loot system and upgrading and getting the guardian spirits and all that. I like the mission structure. It's not like a open world or like a combined world, kind of like in the Souls games. You just jump into a mission, you do it, beat the boss, finish, or sometimes it's not even a boss. You just get to a certain point and pick up an item or whatever, and that's it. Um, I do like
the
that.
only thing I didn't really like about it is just basically there's not a whole variety of enemies. Like you fight most of the same enemies over and over
Yeah,
and over
that's what I was
again.
gonna say. That is probably the only thing I don't like is the enemy variety. And it gets to a point where you know all the enemies very well and you know exactly what they're gonna do, so you can
Yeah,
defeat them really quickly or really easily.
yeah.
So I think the overall difficulty of the game, it's not anywhere near as hard as like a Souls game. I think even the
Which
bosses
I
I don't
kind of
think are
find
hard.
strange because some people find it way harder though. It's like I don't know. It's like some of the bosses were pretty tricky, but most of them like I did beat in the first few goes as well.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't to a point where I spent like an hour on a certain boss or anything like that. Now, like I don't know what being the hardest boss for me personally though, but like most of them were
For me, it was that
not that
ice
difficult.
lady.
Oh yeah,
She was the hardest.
but I
But I
beat her
still,
first go because I fucking cheesed the sloth.
yeah, that's another thing
Talisman.
about when people are saying if I don't know how people can say that's hard when you can just totally trivialize the game by using the sloth talisman, which slows down. It like puts an enemy in slow motion, pretty much, and
There
even works
actually
on
wouldn't have
bosses.
been Nobunaga and her though, because didn't you do both the two boss fight?
Oh yeah, that was a side quest where you have to fight Oda Nobunaga and her at the same time. That was tough. Um,
Yeah, I haven't done them at all. I just
oh,
they're
okay.
just tricky as hell for me.
But I did do that one on like a second or third time, so eventually I did beat him.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's new DLC coming out this May 2nd, Tuesday. So I'm probably gonna pick that up, play that.
Yeah, I'll
But
probably might get myself and be a good excuse to go back into that game.
yeah, that's currently my second favorite game of the year. I really liked it a lot. It was a lot of
That's
fun.
actually same as me. We both have the same two favorite games of the year thus far.
Yep.
Like I did really spent 70 hours in it, about 70 odd hours into it, and 70 hours in Yakuza 0.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's like
Yeah,
Dark Souls, but throw on a whole bunch of loot systems from like Diablo and upgrading and like Ninja Gaiden systems too, I guess, with like the different missions or something.
yeah, they're like like the fast combats like
Yeah, it's
has
faster.
certain
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden elements to it, so it is.
Even with an axe, and I was doing like a strength build min max. Actually, no, a stamina build. I was putting most of my upgrade points into stamina. I was still really fast, even though I was wearing heavy armor. Just because I kept my agility down in the green so that I could roll fast enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I always make sure I put the armor on and just make sure it was the percentage, the weight limit thing is still in the green.
Under 70.
So so I wouldn't have to do the fat roll and stuff like that then, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, that game's great. I really enjoyed it.
And I think that's all I've played.
Now, speaking of, we'll go from Neo to Dark Souls. I played and finished the last piece of DLC for Dark Souls 3, the Ring City, which basically is much better, in my honest opinion, than the last one, which was Ashes of Arendelle, and I found it pretty disappointing. I beat the 2 bosses in the DLC, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. It's just was like the Sister Freed boss fight's great, but there's like the I don't know, just like the area itself you explore, I just found it pretty forgettable. It just wasn't that memorable to me. The Ring City is much better, and in certain cases harder as well. I don't know, have you watched any footage or of the Ring City stuff?
Me?
Derek?
No, not at all.
No, so you don't know what to expect then?
No.
Like, I seen, like, bits and bobs, though, from the trailers and out there, though, but didn't, like, watch someone play through it now, but I know, like, seen certain aspects of it now. Like, there's like kind of a stealthish part of it. Like, you get to a bonfire, and then all of a sudden, there's this big enemy. He's the adjudicator, and he summons these like fire guys. You can't actually like fight them. As like a bunch of them come up and they shoot arrows at you. You basically have to like go into like protection. You have to like go into a barrier so they won't shoot at you and stuff like that. You go from one barrier to the next, and then there's the point you have to like jump off this area down to another one. It's kind of like the archers in Andromeda, except you can't fight them and you have to evade them pretty much.
Is that a level or is that a boss fight?
It's a level.
Oh,
it's like
okay.
a section. It's like once you actually get into the main area of the game itself, like you do the first area, I think it's called, is it the Dregs of Heap or something, and then you go through it, and then once you beat the first boss, there's 4 bosses in this one, and there's the Demon Prince, and then you go after you defeat the Demon Prince, you go to the bonfire after it, and then it's that main area there, the Ring City itself, and then that's when they show up though, and then there's the bosses. There's the Demon Prince, there's the Midir, Dark Eater Midir, the dragon boss fight, there's Gale, and there's the half-light spear of the church, which is, if you remember, it's pretty much very similar to the old monk fight in Demon Souls, where if you're connected online, you summon you fight the other player.
Oh, okay.
It's a PvP boss fight. I was having such a problem with that there fight, because also like you go into the room, and then there's this big guy, the adjudicator, and every time you die, you go into that room, you have to fucking go through his dialogue. You have to hear his dialogue again. It's like 20-30 seconds, and then the like kind of like remember the painted guardians from Dark Souls? One of them gets summoned, and then a player character gets summoned, and it's just hard to sort of fight them, and I just kept getting killed. And then it was one time that a player wasn't summoned at all, and then you fight like a normal just then piece, like he's like half-life spear of the church then, and they got killed by it. And the only way that I actually beat that boss is because someone got summoned and basically just stood there for me to kill them.
Oh, okay.
Which was kind of sad. I was like, okay, thank you very much for that. I just kind of felt a bit guilty though, but he just stood there and just said, "Yeah, just kill me. I don't care."
Huh.
And then the last boss fight, like Gale, is probably my favorite boss fight in the entire game. Like the arena it's in is pretty awesome. He's pretty much this version. He has like attacks are kind of like very similar to Artorias from Dark
Okay.
Souls, and it's pretty awesome though. The fight though, you activate this item, and all of a sudden you see this cutscene, and all of a sudden you're in this fucking kind of just desert area though. It's just like this fucking chasm of like nothingness. And then you go outside and you just run a bit, and then all of a sudden this cutscene happens, and then you see the boss Gale, and then all of a sudden you fight him, and that entire fucking area you see now is pretty much the boss fight, boss arena. It's like massive, so it is. And then it is a great fight though. He has like say he has certain attacks that are similar to Artorias, and he has like two phases. Once you get him down to this like halfway voice, he just has these like cape attacks, like he uses his cape and just like flame cape attacks and that there, and fires these different like projectiles at you as well, and like the music which kicks in is pretty awesome as well. Like I really enjoyed that boss fight though.
Which one is the fight where if you use like a certain item, it's just super easy? Like something Mercury or something?
Pestilent Mercury. Yeah. I looked that up and it's like I was having a hard time with Medea. I was like, I'm never gonna beat this fight. I fought with Gale a few times without using it though, and it's like I was doing pretty good. I got him down to like the last bit of health a few times a day, but then I looked it up though, and it's basically it's a sorcery, it's a spell, and basically it's a thing where you throw down, and it's like this mist though, and if the enemy goes into it, he starts losing health, and it makes the Medea fight much easier, because like since he's such a big enemy though, and if you get his head into that area, then his health starts going down. That's the easiest. That was the way I beat Medea. Like I didn't just throw it all the time and like just run away. Like when I got close to him, I'd like hit him with my weapon though. And I wanted to do like the Demon Prince. So like I didn't know about the Pestilent Mercury spell when I was fighting the Demon Prince. Well, the Demon Prince is like, first of all you fight two Demon Princes, different demons. It's like the pain from below. I forget what they're actually called. And then once you kill both of them, then the turn like come one, and it's like you fight and then it's like basically 3 boss fights pretty much, like two on one, and then you fight the Demon Prince. And I tried that, couldn't beat him, and then I tried it in co-op, died, and then I like tried it in co-op and beat it in co-op then, and but I did the other ones solo, so I did though, and I was happy like to do them solo. Like I wouldn't have minded doing them in co-op anyway. Like I actually didn't try doing Gale at all in co-op whatsoever, and I think I joined a few games to do Medea, so I did just to see what attacks he does if you get him down to a certain point, which I don't think I actually got that far, because Gale and Medea are pretty like they're very high HP. I think they're like the highest HP in the entire game, those two. So you basically have to have like good weapons or like strong spells to take them down. So they do. And not like I said, the Pestilent Mercury helped a lot, so they did during them boss fights.
Are there any NPC summons?
I think there is. I forget now. Like Giles actually one. He's the actual one you can actually summon for the Sister Freddy boss fight in Ashes of Ariandel.
So there is a summon for that one. Okay.
Yeah, because he summoned him, and then he's this because it's all like this, like the storyline is like about the Dark Soul, and you fight him, and then you go back to the woman, like the woman at the painting in the church. I think you hand her the Dark Soul or whatever it is. I think that's like that's the sort of storyline of that there, which I actually haven't done that though, to be honest. I might just do it just to see what happens. But yeah, like I really did enjoy it though. There was a point where I just hit a bit of a brick wall and it took me a while to get through this area because there's just so much these big enemies, and I lost a lot of souls because there was a few times where I just wanted to try and run through and try to get the souls back, but then I lost like one point I lost like over 100,000 souls, which sucked. But then like in that area though, it wasn't so bad because you got a lot of souls by killing the enemies. Like one enemy, I think you got like 7,200 souls or something anyway. So you just fight a bunch of enemies again, you can get them the souls back in no time anyway. There's of course NPC fight, like Red Phantom fights though. There's a few a few of them in the game as well.
Did you get invaded at all by actual players?
Once or twice, I think. Once, yeah, I did get invaded once. So at one point, I just got killed. I said, "Fuck this."
That's one thing I don't. That's one thing I really like about Neo is that, well, first of all, I guess it's just because there's no PvP at all right now, but they are adding it. So there was no risk of getting invaded by somebody and just like totally fucking over your, mission or anything. So
yeah. That is definitely a thing I like about that though. But I wasn't invaded a whole lot anyway though. But yeah, like I really like if you ever when you ever get around to playing it though, just hit me up because I'll definitely be around to playing it because I definitely enjoyed the Ring City. It was definitely better than Ashes of Ariandel.
Now is that the second DLC? The Ring City is the second one, or is it the
It's the second one. There's only two pieces.
Oh, there's only two. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking there was three.
Yeah, there was three for Dark Souls 2 now, but they're only doing two for this here, so they are.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely enjoyed it.
Are you gonna get the Surge? It's on PC.
Yeah, I know it's coming out in a few weeks. I think it's
May 16th or 17th or something.
Yeah, I think it's like the week after next or something. Or a few weeks time anyway. I'm interested though, even though it's done by the guys who did Lords of the Fallen, which I like to an extent though, but it's the combat wasn't as good for me as say Dark Souls, Bloodborne, or Neo or something along those lines. Like it was good, but there's something about it just felt a bit off.
I know what you mean, but I still liked it. Like I liked it for what it was.
Yeah, I know you really liked it. From what I've seen of this here thus far, it looks better.
It looks faster than Lords of the Fallen.
So it does, yeah. I'll definitely be checking it out though. Yeah, like I think that's probably maybe be the only game I might get in May. In terms of maybe I'll get Prey, but not when it comes out. I can wait. But besides, like I have enough games at the moment to keep me occupied. Like I've got Nier. I have to go back to Ukulele. I want to play Night in the Woods, that you gifted me, and go back to Zelda and try and play through.
Yeah, this year it's been like packed with just really, really good stuff.
I know that's definitely been the case. So, like sometimes in other years, like, man, I just want a game to play. There's like nothing coming out, and then this year it's like, man, there's too many games to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But like, I don't even know what else is coming out the rest of the year that I would really want to play.
I got a couple.
There's Yakuza Kiwami, which I'm definitely.
Okay, right, yeah.
August.
Yeah, and then
That few week period in August is like there's Ages of Mayhem, there's that, and there's
Shadow of War.
Middle Earth, Shadow of War.
Oh, okay.
Which I am definitely getting, 100%. Yeah, I'm with Derek. I don't know about Ages of Mayhem. I really hope it's a Saints Row.
I saw some of the gameplay. I was like, I don't know about this.
If it's Saints Row related, will you consider?
If it's like officially related to Saints Row, then I would be way more interested. So I don't know. We'll see.
It's in the Saints Row universe, they said.
It's
Well, I
tagged
mean,
though
like,
because
isn't Red Faction in the same thing? Because they had Ultor Red Faction,
I think you're right. Yeah.
technically.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
yeah, but Red Faction was a bit more serious so in a
Yeah.
way rather than
Well,
this is
yeah.
well. But Saints Row, the first one was like more a bit more serious than it is now.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was
Well,
The
of
first one
the
course.
last
was,
one.
yeah.
It was like a proper GTA. It was just going for the
Yeah, the
GTA.
GTA clone. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's
there's
the only one.
starting
That's
with
the
the
only one I've
second
ever
one.
finished.
Yeah. Second one got a little bit stupider, and then the third one was over the top completely. So yeah, I think. Well, I said my opinions on Agents of Mayhem. I think it'll be Saints Row related in one way or another.
Yeah, you keep thinking it's Saints Row 5 or something,
Yeah.
don't you? Yeah, they're coming out in E3. Felicia's just going to say, you know, Agents of Mayhem, that was actually just a code name. It's actually Saints Row 5.
That's what I'm thinking it's going to be, or some reveal like that. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, you buy the game and all of a sudden you find out it's in the game. You don't know about it.
Yeah.
It says Saints Row 5.
Like all the footage was fake and everything. It's just Saints Row. Like, oh my god, what? That would be cool, but yeah. I really hope it's related to Saints Row in some way or another. I mean, it has to be. Because the colors are the same, the logo's the fucking Saints logo. And, then it has to be related.
Hmm.
So,
Seems like it could be, but we'll see, I guess.
yep, exactly.
I just have a few more games here I'll talk about. I won't
Yeah.
go too long now because this is going on for nearly 3 hours
Yeah.
already. I got Yooka-Laylee there a couple of weeks ago, and I was looking forward to this game. It's
How was that
pretty
game?
much just a spirit. It's good. It's basically a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie. Or basically, it's more like a spiritual successor to Banjo 2 because it's more along those lines than the first one. Because the second one's was a bit more bigger areas, and you had to maybe go to previous worlds because you had to go to certain different worlds in order to get an ability that you can use to get a jiggy in a previous world, and that was the case with Banjo 2, and I just never finished it because it just got too ridiculous with that there, where you can get certain jiggies and all of a sudden, I couldn't get this jiggy here, but I have to go into World 6, and I won't be able to get there for not a while yet, and stuff like that. But this is like this here now, but it's not totally. It's not too far too intense and that sort of things. Like you get most of the the equivalent of which are pages.
Mm-hmm.
They're the main collectible in the game, and the quills, which are the secondary collectible, which are the equivalent to notes from Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much very much a 90s 3D action platformer. Like, if you like those games, then you'd probably like this. If you never like those games, you're not going to like this. That is pretty much the end all be all of it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I played the first world. In the second world, there's 5 worlds overall. I'm in the second world at the moment, but I actually haven't played it in a week or so because I got Neo Automata, and just basically that's all I played in the last week or so.
Yeah.
So it is. I just want to try and play through it. But what I've played of it thus far is good. I loved Banjo-Kazooie. It's one of my favorite games from the 90s. One of my favorite platformers, though.
Mm.
It's just basically very much old school Rare, it's Platonic. It's guys who used to be in Rare. It's very much like that. It's just pretty much very much like the dialogue is very similar. There's these different puns, the whole user interface, the actual font is just straight out of Banjo-Kazooie, and the whole UI, the just so 90s, just so N64 era, so it is, and I like it. I like 3D platformers. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea.
Mm.
I like them. There's people out there. It didn't get the best reviews. Some people find it disappointing. I can see why, but I think they pretty much like it's pretty much what they said it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it's probably not as refined or it's not as memorable. Like the worlds thus far, like they're fine, but they're not as memorable as like the ones. They're not as like fun to say as to go around as the ones you from Banjo-Kazooie now. And there's like it's just probably a bit too much collectibles to get though in this one as well. It's like there's a lot of more than just the pages and quills, but it's not to the extent of Donkey Kong 64, which had like 50 million collectibles. But it's a good game though. I'll go back to it eventually though, but not at the moment.
So it's an
Just
Ubisoft
focus
game?
No, it's ukulele.
Yeah,
I was just
I know.
yeah. No, I was just mentioning Donkey Kong 64 because it had like 50 million collectibles. So it did back in the day on Nintendo 64. Like that took it way too far. So it did. But yeah, it's a good game. The other game I just want to talk about for a bit though before we wrap things up is a game I played. Finished like several weeks ago now, maybe about a month or so now. Is Hollow Knight.
Oh.
This game came out, I think in February. I didn't even know this game existed this year until I think I just came across it on the Steam page or something, or seen it on Twitter, or just surfing online and just seen the trailer. I was like, this looks pretty cool. I really like the arts. I like the art style to it. It's kind of hand drawn, kind of animation. It's a Metroidvania game. I very much like those. And as a scene of photos, like, yeah, I'm definitely getting this game. When it came out, it wasn't out at this point, and then I think it was like a few weeks later it came out, and I bought it and I played it, and I pretty much did most of the stuff in it. I got like 80% and it's pretty much just a very good, well made 2D Metroidvania game. It's just set in this sort of like insect kind of world. You fight these different like bugs, and it's very interesting though because it plays like a Metroidvania game, but it sort of has Dark Soul elements as well in terms of like lore, because you go around and get these items, you talk to these different people, and they have these like this certain dialogue, and so like if you go around like in Dark Souls where you talk to certain NPCs and you give you their backstory or talk about the world itself, like it's pretty much like that with this here though. It's like a 2D Metroidvania game, but it has its like Dark Souls elements in terms of like, the lore sort of side of things, where you find items and have these descriptions, and you talk to certain different characters, and they talk a bit more about the world, and the Hollow Knight and things like that there now, and the like different other characters. Like you say, you play as this bug, you go around, you find, get certain different abilities, like double jump, dash, you actually, one of the abilities is great as well, and that you have from sort of get go is like if you lose a health, if you lose the energy, and if you have enough of the I forget what they're called, like soul, like not souls per se, but I think they are like souls or thing, like it's like this meter next to your energy bar, and if you have enough that you could sort of replenish your health, and you pretty much have that from the get go, which is like great though, because it's not an easy game. There's pretty tricky spots in this game. Like there is a few spots that will test your platforming skills, I guess. So for those who don't like that, then this might not be the game for you. There's like fast travel in certain spots where you like use this like big beetle. You travel like this big beetle tramway thing. You go from one point to another. The music in it is very good. I'm a big fan of the music though. It's just very kind of melancholy piano tunes and stuff like that you hear throughout the game as well. I very much liked it. It has several endings as well, and I went online. I just wanted to see how you get the true ending. And you have to go and get this certain item, go through this certain like process to get the item, and then you fight the final boss, which is called Hollow Knight. And at a certain point, you have to use the Dream Nail, which is this secondary weapon to use. Use the weapon you use is called like a nail, or once you upgrade it, it's like the like charred nail, and like it's like broken nail, and it's always like a like stain nail. I forget exactly what they're called now. But then you use the Dream Nail, which is this one to use to sort of go into the Hollow Knight kind of thing, and then you fight the proper final boss, which is called Radiance, and it's pretty much probably the hardest boss in the game because it's pretty tricky. It's because it has a lot of different attacks. You have to avoid all these projectiles and that there. But I really did like this game. It's just a very well made 2D Metroidvania game, and it came out of nowhere. Like I never knew this game existed, and glad I came across it.
I think I saw a quick look on Giant Bomb.
Yeah, they did a quick look off it, so they did.
Yeah. That's when I told you, if you knew about it, then you said, yeah, I'm playing it or something.
Yeah, I'm playing it now. I was playing it right now, or just finished it or something.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think I was probably still playing it at that point. I spent about 20, nearly 30 hours in that game.
Okay.
So I went around doing the different, getting the different collectibles and stuff like that to increase my health and increase my little pool of like thing to sort of use. You could get like different spells as well, like you fire, you have a like projectile attack, and you have to dash and things like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely recommend this game, though. I've very much enjoyed. I think it's their first game as well. It's like Team Cherry Gaelic Games that made it, and definitely a good first game to make. I really enjoyed it, and that's pretty much it. Like I got Mario Kart 8 today. I played it for a bit on the Switch, but pretty much know what that game is already.
Yeah.
It's just
it's Mario
Kart version of a yeah. It's just Mario Kart 8, just as great as it was 3 years ago.
I remember the name of the guy I was looking for in Mass Effect. It's Garrus. I was looking for.
Oh right.
You said I thought you were talking about a female character. So that's
No, it's Garrus. It just popped into my mind like a couple of minutes ago.
What's the race called though?
Yeah, that's the race that I don't remember.
I don't know.
Is it Turians?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, yeah, Turians. You have a Turian female character in this one, and she talks about Garrus a bit. So
okay. No, I thought you were talking about Thane there, but I didn't know. But then you said no. So I thought that's what you were talking about too when you were talking.
Yeah, but everybody liked Garrus a whole lot, so
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a couple of things, a couple of story threads with him, so it's cool. Okay, that's what I wanted to say before I forgot it.
Okay. Yeah. Probably I'll head off here now, and all of a sudden I'll say, "Fuck, I forgot to talk about this or talk about that."
Oh, I already
have to say.
I know there was stuff about Persona 5 I forgot to talk about, but
yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah, you always forget something. No, it's always the case.
Yeah, that's just the way I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
One thing I'm kind of surprised they're not talking about it. Well, I guess I don't know if like Jeff or Vinny have played it or if they're gonna play it, but the part with the guns, like when you do like a critical attack on an enemy, you knock them down, and then instead of doing an all-out attack, which you still can do, you can hold them up and like you're pointing the guns at them and say like, "Hey, give me money," or "Hey, give me an item," or "Hey, join my party." Like that just seems like something totally like Jeff or Vinny would like.
Okay.
That system, like the fact that you're like holding up these enemies with your guns. They're not real guns. They're model guns in the real world, but when you're in the metaverse, like the cognitive world, like the enemies think that they're real, so they work like real guns.
Okay.
But
yeah, I wonder if I don't think they're gonna do a. They're gonna play that.
Yeah, probably not. It'd be cool, but.
Nah, they won't. They can never do that. Like they're already busy enough. With
they're different spots.
Based in the east.
They can do it, but.
Yeah. It's too long.
Yeah. I think they're probably
Yeah, I was
gonna
back because that game came out back then when they were just starting pretty much. Like they were just within.
They were in the original office, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Downstairs
that
at
was
that
like
house there. Yeah.
yeah in February '09 I think it started, and then it
Mhm.
didn't finish till like September.
Yeah.
So like that took a long time. So
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do it. They're probably gonna maybe do Shenmue 2, maybe Yakuza Kiwami. Who knows? I'm talking about the East
I think
guys.
they're. I
right,
think the-
I'm gonna ask you guys now. Do you think Beast in the East will be finished by the time Kiwami comes out?
No, unless they do more than one a week.
At the pace that they're going, where they're mainlining the main story stuff, yes, they will. But if they start getting into the um, the cabaret club minigame and doing all that, then I would say no.
At one
Okay.
time, once a week at not even 2 hours. I
If they're
don't.
mainlining just the main story, which is kind of what they've been doing lately, I would say yeah, they'll be finished by then.
Mm,
Yeah, because what chapter are they on now? 7? No,
no,
chapter
5.
8 is it?
5?
No, it's that they're not.
I think
They're
it's
in the
either 7 or 8 because they just got the cabaret club.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
maybe.
yeah,
Yeah,
7.
maybe.
I think it's 8. Yeah, because like the start of the last episode was chapter 7, so I think it's probably this they're on 8. It'll be on 8 now from in the next
Yeah,
episode.
yeah, maybe they'll be done. Maybe.
We'll have another 8 chapters to actually another 9, I think.
I'm thinking they're probably gonna do the finale live, like the final chapter. They're probably gonna do that live
Maybe.
on a Friday.
Yeah, I know. That's what they did. That's they did that for Chrono Trigger. I remember it. I watched it live.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Now that they're done with TLC. That,
is that finished now?
yeah. That Tender Loving Care game, which looks fucking. That game goes to places that are really fucking weird.
So you watched them then? Did
Yeah.
you? Is it worth watching?
Yep. Yeah, they're worth watching. There's a couple of good things in there, a couple of good quips. That really. There's one thing at one point where all three of them are absolutely dead laughing. Like even Alex is laughing his ass off at what happens, and it's really fucking stupid. Like the acting is so bad. And it's,
I haven't seen the last one. I've been watching it while I was grinding in Persona 5.
yeah. It's just it's the final, the one they did yesterday is, oh my god. I didn't watch it live. I watched it last night. It's like Jesus. That game goes
Yeah,
to
because I watched the 1 or 2. I think it was 1 or 2 clips they had from in the Best of Giant Bomb. They had the thing with the penis,
Penis Farm.
the picture of the penis
Oh.
farm. I go to the penis farm thing. It's like that part there. Yeah.
Yeah, there's at one point, yeah, the guy just goes, the main guy, like the main character, he goes, "Now I'm gonna go get a fucking pizza," or something like that. It's just out of nowhere, just talking to the camera. I'm gonna go get a fucking pizza, and all three of them just fucking die laughing. And Alex is almost down on the floor laughing his ass off. It looks like it's on Steam. I kind of wanted to play it for myself to see what
I never even heard of that game until I seen them.
Yeah,
doing
me
it.
neither. They get sent. I bet they get sent all sorts of games that people want them to play. So, and the East are the only guys who can probably do that type of stuff. Like I don't see Jeff and Brad.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't touch that stuff.
No.
That's more that like those MFA stuff are more up Finney's alley anyway.
Yeah.
They used to do those ones.
Well, the
that
adventure
ones
games,
back
yeah.
on UPF.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the adventure games are definitely more up Finney's alley than anyone else.
Yeah. Exactly. But we'll see. We'll see what they do after Yakuza 0. Where it goes.
Anything else you'd like to talk about briefly before we wrap things up?
No.
No, I
think
think
so.
we can wrap things up so I can go download the Battlegrounds.
Yeah. I'll talk about Guardians of the Galaxy 2 for the next 5 minutes. No, I'm joking. I just heard it's great though. Just
Do they have the
enjoyed
Nova
it.
Corps in it again, and they're like stupid and like like they were in the first movie?
The what?
Nova
The
Corps.
Nova Corps.
What was that again?
They're like space cops, basically, or like Green Lanterns, essentially.
Oh, the ones like John C. Reilly.
Yeah,
and them?
Well,
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not in it.
Okay.
No, that whole plant's not even in the this film.
Because that Nova is one of the Guardians in the Galaxy, or was, and the way that they changed that whole thing just really, I didn't like it at all.
Okay.
Well, I know there's Ego the Living Planet in this one. So
Okay.
can't
That's a
wait to
comic
see how
book
they
thing.
portray him. That's Kurt Russell. Yeah, I have my tickets for next Saturday, so already bought them. Can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And there's like 5 credit scenes.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Most of them are just kind of flyaway. Most of them, and there's like one that's like okay, might tie up to maybe the next Guardians of the Galaxy film. To do with the Sovereign, because they're in this here, the Sovereign.
Does it tie? Yeah, the Sovereign. I saw them in the trailer. Anything to do with Civil War? Not Civil War, but Infinity War.
No, it's nothing. You don't see any of the other character or anything in them, like the credit sequences.
There's no Infinity Gems.
No. There's just a brief mention. There's just a brief mention. There's only one mention about the video thing about Kurt
Thanos.
Russell. No, Thanos is mentioned. No, but like it's about they just saying Kurt Russell just says about. I heard about that's a guy used an Infinity Stone and didn't die. Pretty much that there.
Hmm.
I think that's the only match of the actual Infinity Stones in this.
I think there's only one left to find anyway. There's only one left to get, the yellow one. I think all the others have been shown.
Isn't the yellow one Vision?
Isn't he the red one?
Well, he has one, I think.
Yeah, he has one in his
Yeah,
head, but is it yellow or red?
I think it's yellow, is it
Yeah, I
not?
think
His
it's
red.
yellow.
His face is red. I think it's yellow.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's yellow.
Yeah, I think. Well, I know there's one last one that they haven't mentioned or found yet, and I think it's going to be in Ragnarok, Thor Ragnarok.
Right. Okay.
So
Which looks really good, by the way.
yeah, that looks fucking great. That looks like really, really good.
I just love the whole 80s.
I love the trailer.
of it in the trailer.
With the Led Zeppelin song in the background, it's really, really great. Apparently, they're going for Guardians, like a little bit more funny side to Thor. Like the whole,
It seems like it, yeah.
he's a friend from work when he sees Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going for the. It's supposedly it's a buddy road trip movie like type thing with him and Hulk. So
I think Doctor Strange is in as well, isn't it?
well, I
Yeah,
know
'cause
Thor
they-
is at the end of he's at the
Yeah,
end
he's
of
at the end of Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
He's probably in it.
which I really liked as well.
I didn't enjoy it too much.
I know you didn't like it though. I just like this would be fucking awesome as a video game. That's why I was
I don't
watching
know.
it.
That's,
You're cutting out. I don't
yeah,
know
you're
what
cutting
said.
out really, really badly.
So I just said this would be great if this was a video game.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they probably could make a video game out of the Doctor Strange thing. Which kind of makes me want to get Marvel Heroes Omega. I know I can play it for free on PC, but
I have a max level character on PC.
oh, you paid for the max level?
No, I played it. I just grinded it.
Okay, but don't you have to pay
It's-
after level 10? No,
No,
no. Okay.
I don't think so. Do you? Maybe on the PS4.
No, it's if
Oh, you
you're-
can try out. You can try out
you
the
can
other
try
characters.
any characters up to level 10, but
Yeah.
you have like one free unlocked now.
yeah,
I
you
think,
pick
isn't
one.
it?
Okay, you have to pick
and then
one.
actually,
Okay, okay,
you can earn free ones too from playing.
okay.
Okay.
it's very much an MMO. It's like, go kill this many of this thing, go kill this many of this thing, go get this many of this item, and you have your inventory space is severely limited unless you pay, which it's really annoying. Like that's if they got rid of that, then it would be a really good game.
We played it we played once or twice before though.
Yeah.
The different updated versions or something. I forget the last time when I played though.
I watched the unfinished, and I kind of wanted to get back, play a little bit more of it because I had Star-Lord. I had leveled up to level 10. Kind of want to go back and play a little bit more.
I have Nova maxed.
Okay.
And then I think I got Daredevil. Oh, and you can also have companions, which they didn't show in that, or I don't know if maybe that's not in the PS4 game.
Mm-hmm.
But you have other characters with you, like constantly fighting. Like it's not even another player; it's just part of your.
Okay, like you can have Groot or something like that fighting with.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Like you can't play as Groot, I don't think, but you can have him with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Baby Groot in the new one.
There's actually some pretty funny moments in it as well. There is.
Yeah.
Like I was in this, like this is, I usually never go on a Saturday to see if there's like a good crowd there and like seem to get a kick out of it.
Mm-hmm.
There was like some good funny moments in it.
So it's Guardians, Spider-Man, Thor. Isn't there another one coming out this year?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder
That's
Woman.
DC. I think Justice League's coming out this year too.
No, it's
Yeah.
next year, I think.
No, I think it's out in November.
Is it?
I think so. I believe that it is coming out in November. I think it's a few weeks after Thor.
Oh, okay. I know Wonder Woman looks great. I'm not sure about Justice League, but yeah, Wonder Woman looks great. I kind of was disappointed. Well, I didn't hate Batman vs Superman, but
Oh, I hated it.
oh, you did?
Except for
I
the
know.
very end, like the final fight, like was good because then they weren't fighting anymore and it was just action. But like
Mhm.
Did any of
I
you
hated Lex
watch
Luthor and
Oh, Luthor was horrible. Yeah, I agree.
any of you see Suicide Squad?
I haven't
yeah,
watched
it wasn't as bad as everybody said, but it still wasn't really that good either.
I need to watch that one. I haven't watched it yet.
Joker's just as terrible as Lex Luthor.
Yeah, apparently he's a really
Probably worse.
throwaway in the movie.
He's barely in it too.
You seen it, Darren, right? Suicide Squad?
No, I
No, you
haven't seen it.
haven't? Okay.
That's why I was asking you guys if you've seen it though.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it yet.
No, the last DC film I watched was Man of Steel.
Oh boy,
That's
okay.
better than Batman vs
And I
Superman.
was like, I didn't see Batman vs Superman whatsoever.
Yeah. A couple of heroes. There's Logan that came out, which I haven't seen.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Yeah, apparently
That's
it's
a
really
fantastic
great.
movie.
You haven't still seen that? Jeez Louise, Dennis, get on your
Yeah,
ass.
it's not here. It's not in the cinemas here anymore. So,
Well, probably out in DVD, Blu-ray soon anyway.
yeah. I'm hoping it comes to Netflix quickly.
Yeah,
That'll be a long
definitely-
time.
Yeah.
Definitely get it though. It is excellent though.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about it, so yeah, I'll watch it even if I have to pay $7. I'll watch it. So,
Right, I think we better get going here because
Yeah.
we're going on a bit
Yeah.
of a tangent.
we're going to 4 hours.
Yeah, 4-hour territory.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for listening. I'll say we'll probably do one again around E3 time.
Yeah,
I
probably.
think I'll probably be the best time to do one again.
Actually, a friend of mine is going to E3 this year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
'Cause
That's
they,
cool.
they open it for the public.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, my other Canadian friend that I actually know in person.
Yeah.
So he's going.
That's good.
I kind of wanted to go, but yeah, I don't know. A lot of walking.
If I lived in the States and I was near it and had the money, I'd definitely get it. But I'm
Yeah.
not going to pay like fucking over probably $1,000 probably.
We're not all
Yeah. Like,
rich like Eduardo who spends like
oh.
a month in Japan.
Oh yeah, I don't. Yeah, that would be amazing to go to Japan for a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like just then the photos he's.
That's one thing I
posting.
was thinking about. We should have Eduardo and Mr. Logan on and just talk about
Yeah.
like
That would be an idea.
Japan and like you see the pictures and they're all like landmarks and things, but like I'm interested in just like the daily, like, what it's like to be there.
Yeah.
Just the little things, like people that are around you, and like stuff that you see like on TV or advertisements.
culture,
like
pretty
just
much,
what
yeah.
is it actually like, aside from just pictures of landmarks and stuff like that.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
plan that with those guys.
Yeah, I'll have to ask Eduardo if
When
he's
Eduardo
any
comes
games
back,
of
and
his-
James, I'm not
Yeah.
sure because he's engaged now, so don't know how much time he has on his on his plate. So
I think Eduardo's coming back next week, I think.
yeah, I think he's coming back at the beginning of May. So
Yeah.
mhm.
So I'll have to ask him.
Yep.
I'd definitely like to know more.
Yep.
So yeah, thank you all for listening. I've been Darren. That's been Denis.
Yeah.
That's been Derek.
Yep.
We'll see you next time, probably at E3, or if we get Eduardo on board, we can do a special Japanese
Edition.
lifestyle edition of the United Gaming Podcast. Take care, guys. Goodbye.
See ya.
Happy birthday, Darren.